office letting with me. Auntie, good morning, ma. Good morning, ma. I'm on live, please, ma. Can you give us 5 minutes, please?
5 minutes, okay.
I want to ask you, you are on live, ma. I'm streaming on all my pages.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, ma, I want to ask you some questions, which I asked you yesterday, but I want you to come and please come and explain to us.
Yeah. I'll try with my best of knowledge, whatever I can do to support you, no problems.
Okay, ma.
Go ahead.
The pathologist that went to get Mohbad's tissue for autopsy and pathology and everything, they came back and tell us it was inconclusive. Number one. And number two, the lawyer the lawyer that was part of the pathologist said yesterday that where they took the Europe country they took the sample to, they did not collect money from us, which I asked you some questions yesterday, ma. Please, can you explain to us, ma? Because with your level of intelligence and in the health sector, please, ma, tó bá fẹ́ ṣe irú check bẹ́ẹ̀ ma. Kí ló máa wà efficient. Please, ma, ṣé ká sọ Yorùbá àbí òyìnbó? Ẹ sọ òyìnbó, ma. Kẹ́ bá wa sọ̀rọ̀ sókè, ma.
Sorry, TikTok and all that. There are some certain words that bring on in Lumi.
Okay, oh yeah, ẹ sọ Yorùbá, ma. Ẹ sọ Yorùbá, ma.
So that Shemo, our words the man doing, only know I think my flagging. Okay. Though I've not been part of what is going on with Justice for Mohbad, but I want to give you advice or explain things to you in my best, how will I put it? With my experience in the health sector. I practice in the UK and I run a private practice myself that we do quite a lot of investigation, and we do send specimen to labs and all that. But looking at the issue here, you mentioned two major issues. You said it was the result was inconclusive. Inconclusive is very broad, and sometimes it can be vague. Unless we see the report itself, I'm not sure if they've published the report, then we can look at what they mean by inconclusive. Inconclusive could mean that they couldn't use the specimen, or the specimen was not good enough to be shagged. By the time
yes, ma. Sorry, ma. I forgot to tell you. The pathologist said it in court. Also, because of Bosheshe body Mohbad, àwọn ò lè discover nǹkan tó pa Mohbad, but àwọn mọ̀ pé kò sí egbògi olóró lára ẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ sí, ó dẹ̀ sọ another thing. Yeah. So
me pé wọ́n test the result yẹn ló wà inconclusive.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, ma.
Bí pé wọ́n test rárá, wọ́n lè lo specimen yẹn. This is what I'm saying. It's two things. Ṣé rí pé bóyá ó wà inconclusive yẹn, like I said, it's very broad. Inconclusive could mean that, okay, wọ́n carry out testing yẹn with the specimen and they could not find what happened. They could not find any cause of death. Whether the tissue or the sample tí wọ́n lò were good enough ni, or ó ti wà contaminated kan tó gbé débẹ̀. That is why it's very important for that to report. Kò ṣe nǹkan tó ń sọ o, but the report from the lab issue, you need to demand for it. The original report, because the original report will say exactly from tissue to the bone to the blood to anything specimen. So categorically findings one. Ninu blood, this is what we found. Ninu other tissue, this is what we found. We need to see that, BJ. Otherwise, even go Koje the top surgeon, Koje the top doctor, without seeing the lab report almost the chronological report, from A to Z what they did. So inconclusive, yet to me it's very vague, so we need to actually see it. My own concern is the fact that they said lab go bawo for test on what ground? If they've already paid what is all from pathologists, what's 16 million or 10 million or 12 million. Could be specimen no still lab. Right? But they now took the specimen. So meaning the doctor to one Nigeria pathologist.
Oh, Auntie me. What's up am I binuma because me working here and cut something. Only because the body was not preserved. The specimen was not preserved.
That is why. You know, yesterday when we were talking, Benye could be based on the fact that this was actually not done. The specimen was probably rejected. The specimen was probably not good enough. It happens a lot, even in the UK here. Like I said, I run a private practice and we do a lot of specimens. By the time you take that specimen, how much transport they be done below?
One post anymore.
That is number one. One post there was specimens never preserved. System when you want look from Figbedebe. All those questions need to be answered. She won't freeze any. Was it then just DHL look below ni? She frozen pack no low ni. She won't preserve it. But look chemical and it don't fit. All those things matters depending on what are we trying to achieve. What specimen are we sending? They said it's tissue. Fair enough. We need to see that. Then to the lab, was that specimen actually rejected? And the point is that this specimen was rejected in the lab because they couldn't use it. Then the lab would probably not have charged them. So there is a lot of misrepresentation of words saying we won't charge and won't finish. How come? Can you affiliate the pathologist Pelu to Nigeria, Pelu lab to one in UK or US or Romania or wherever talk it on base specimen law? Why would they not charge? You know, I asked that question. I said, why have they not charged for a service they were supposed to provide? It is not a cheap service. So what? There's probability, please, I'm using probability here because I know we're live and a lot of people are watching, that specimen was probably rejected. So therefore, there was nothing carried out on it. So they will not charge. Even you were saying that UK, yes, we could. So we need the name of that lab where that specimen was sent to. Right? Then we need to know how was this specimen transported from Nigeria to the lab. Any requirements of one, she need to post show me the requirements here. I'm wrong, no take it or no. If they report it on Fuwada, specimen rejected. They will never say it was inconclusive. They will not use that word. Right? This specimen here, so much the lab here, contaminated because it was not preserved properly. Right? Listen to what I'm saying. There's probability that they did not carry out anything with that specimen. Then they will not charge. So I be Nigeria not below. I might be saying, okay, maybe not. Any lab to any license will not do that. Even here, specimen gets rejected a lot of time and they will tell you the reason. They might get it to the lab and they might then realize that they're not going to get anything out of it because the specimen itself is not viable. They won't use it. And why would they charge? So somebody's saying that one shepherd will offer. How? What is the relationship between the lab and the pathologist? She only stake ni won she get. She only stake ni no business ni won she must say for one pay. Right? She only stake in Benny. Or was that specimen actually rejected? Or was the specimen actually not good enough to be used? Then the report will say it. BJ, the original report from the lab will actually highlight what happened to that specimen. It's very easy. The original report, not the one the pathologist to base it out. I'm talking about the original report that was actually issued, which can be verified. Koje Romania, Europe, it is very easy to find out. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's very easy because that lab has their license to protect. It's like the way I'm working. I have my license to protect. I cannot falsify a document. And we have the right to ask, the public have the right to ask for the original report. Because it's okay, one by specimen, one by blood, one by tissue. The report for the blood is different from the report that you get from the tissue. Every aspect, every specimen, it's by manual report. Then they will tell us what happened to that report. By the time they received it, if they say they received it and they rejected that specimen, they will tell us the reason why it was rejected, which is probability, 90% probability that it was probably not used. That was why they did not charge, rather than saying, oh, Fenoche, how? In Europe? Tell me something I do not know. Tell me something I do not know. Understand? Maybe we can even call somebody. I know a lot of pathologists here that work in the lab that they can come and tell you what happened when specimen arrive, what they do, how they manage specimen, how specimen is supposed to be transported. You know that this is Nigeria we're talking about. It will take about maybe a week before it gets to where it's going. Call the DHL go. How does DHL do it? Do you get? Even ordinary DNA test, you can verify how they transport DNA test from Nigeria to UK to test. Which embassy does it a lot. That they will take specimen from Nigeria. There's a certain way you do it. So these pathologists need to tell us, tell the public. It's public fund, right? They need to tell us, how did you do it? Which lab did you use? How did you transport it? How come they're saying that the lab did not charge? What is your relationship with the lab? Do you have a stake? Has someone paid the lab on behalf of the public? That is why they're not charging, because I've never heard it anywhere in Europe where they would do something for no. So we need to find out. So there are lots of questions that we need to ask, and I know you can champion that. You need to start asking questions. Don't leave any stone unturned. The questions start from this pathologist person. Now we know his name. We need to verify clinical qualification and where does it work. When you went to take the specimen, how was this specimen transported from Nigeria to the lab? What is the name of the lab? What is the relationship with that lab? How come the lab said they have not charged? Where is the report, original report from the lab? The original report will highlight all those questions. I don't believe that any lab in Europe would do such a job. BJ, it is not a small work. To do it for free, for what? Do you get? Was this specimen actually rejected on arrival? Is that why they did not charge? Check it.
Oh, yeah, Mima.
Is that why they did not charge? So let's ask question. Then we take it from there. Then we bring experts. I will get the experts from here that works in the lab to come and analyze the report. We will want to hear it. Yes. But the original report here, there's no point arguing blindly. We want the original report. Inconclusive. What do you mean by inconclusive? Just get all the specimen that was taken from Nigeria, from tissue to blood. Tissue specimen, that was the blood specimen. So we need the report, individual report. We will first verify from the lab whether that report, they might not want to talk, but they can verify if that report was issued by them. Right? Then we then start analyzing the report one by one. How come they are reason to charge when they fair understand? So because if the pathologist is a mistake in the lab, then it's compromised. You can't do that. Then that man will be in trouble in Nigeria. Because if you have a stake, this is a very high profile case. If you have a stake in that business, it's between below. Stake meaning show any interest in Benny, show more worry, show more lab with any working relationship. How can you collect 16 million for a service? Then you now took the specimen to the lab, and the lab did not charge, and you did not come back to say, integration for me, or the lab did not charge.
Abi?
How come now?
They did not even tell me so for the lab will charge.
That's what I'm saying. I just want to say, I don't follow justice for Mohbad. I'm just telling you from professional opinion that okay, you collected certain money that you want to do something for something, whatever kind of business, and then you now got there. The lab did not charge that 16 million. Has it made a refund to say, okay, maybe part of 90% of the fund to back cost of doing this job is for the lab. 10%.
No, answer me. No, moti confirm dada. 16 million ni service charge tie. Owo tie ni ko nse fun lab. According to nkan to sọ fún mi. Owó tó wọ́n náà máa gbà nìyẹn. Even 10 million ló kọ́kọ́ fún.
It's ridiculous. BJ, who is telling you that? So for him to just take a statement in Nigeria is 16 million.
Yes. 16 million ló gbà ma. Ó kọ́kọ́ gba 10 million.
So, no, to carry out this test itself, she all break it down for you, but don't back by me, if it's on your boju. She's supposed to be back by or wait, tell what issue is supposed to be. I'm taking the specimen. Okay, now I want to test for diabetes, for example. I run a clinic, I've seen you, I said, okay, I need a blood test. Okay, the cost that you're paying me for that service is inclusive. I'm the clinician, I'm the one that is doing the assessment, I'm the one that's already diagnosed with that, maybe I had diagnosed you with coronary diabetes. Now I want to take your blood test, I'm taking it to the lab. But would I now say, okay, I'm charging you 60 million for my consultation, then the lab will where is the breakdown?
Benima, in koto sọ ngba yen se ngbo ma. ìgbà tó béèrè 60 million wọ́n kọ́kọ́ fún ní 10 million 60 million yẹn jẹ́ kí n ṣàlàyé owó tó jẹ́ ó kúrò láti Ìbàdàn hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì tó tún lọ jẹ́ sí mà àwa la sanwó yẹn àwọn owó public náà lọ fi sanwó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì wọ́n sanwó hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì owó tó gbà ní pé owó pé òun máa mú specimen Mohbad òun máa mọ́mí ṣé kí n tún já yín sí mà wọ́n tún ra according to them wọ́n ra package almost 2 point something million tó fi package tó fi post ẹ̀ kò tún yọ́nu 60 million yẹn mà so owó ṣe pé ó jẹ́ ṣẹ́rí àǹtí mi professional ló fi ń kó wọn lómi ọbẹ̀ jẹ́ tẹ bá bọ̀ bọ̀dáyọ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ bọ̀dáyọ̀ ní it's a professional.
Were they supposed to then pay the lab separately from that 16 million?
ìyẹn la fẹ́ jẹ́ kó wá ṣàlàyé fún wa sí but according to àlàyé tí bọ̀dáyọ̀ ṣe fẹ́ mi o owó ṣe ní 16 million lọ́pẹ́ fún mi mà.
Okay, they said they told you this showing cost 16 million. Now I'm asking question. I wasn't part of this. I didn't understand but this is the question I will ask. You want to carry out this service for us, right? So you're charging 16 million. The 16 million, does this include taking the specimen and the lab testing?
No, ma'am.
If they now said no, then people need to start questioning who agreed this kind of agreement, who made this agreement with that man. Because if you told me you're taking the specimen just to take specimen sample is 16 million, which is questionable. You know how much that is in pounds? Do you know how much that is in dollars? To just to take a specimen.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm
not being insensitive here, I'm just being factual.
Yeah, please, ma'am. Go ahead.
Was there written anywhere between this man and that the lab will do it for free, or the lab will charge extra? Because I've not heard that from everything we've been talking about things. The lab might charge extra. My belief is the way things are supposed to be done is, as a pathologist, you have agreed to do this job. Whether over lab, whether over transportation, you should have given them that invoice that will cover this as a whole, rather than saying 16 million to take a sample. Me or worry. What kind of sample? Tissue sample? Blood sample? Then let's ask question. I think you need to start asking question, and I hope you're making notes. That question is, we need to see the agreement between them and the pathologist, because, like you said, this is public money. It's a GoFundMe, and they are accountable. They are accountable to the public that contributed the money. Nobody can say otherwise. Everybody involved, including the pathologist, including the solicitor that paid the pathologist, they are accountable. Meaning, let's show where is the invoice. Timani issue. The invoice said we're charging 60 million for the service. If it does not include the lab money, then it should have been noted. I'm a business person, I understand what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, we need also the report, not in what the pathology is called, no. The original lab report will tell you on arrival, the day the specimen to one receive it, they will tell you exactly what was wrong with the specimen. They will tell you exactly whether they were able to actually use that specimen or not. So that is why I said, inconclusive, I would love to see the CTC so that I will read it myself. Then we will go and bring an expert. Like I said to you, I will get an expert that would analyze that report to you from A to Z of the report. Yes, we will be online, we will analyze it, then we will see. Do you get?
Yes, ma'am.
They shouldn't use that fake of pay. The lab did not charge money yet. That one is actually compromise. Oh, it compromise a lot of things. Why would the lab not charge money? Why? Is it because the lab, somebody paid the lab? Is it because the lab has interest in Mohbad's case? Is it because the lab has affiliates with the pathologists in Nigeria? So if it's a professional, his own license is actually at risk, because people will start asking questions. Like, what kind of pathologist are you? How did you transport it? Was it DHL? Was it frozen? Was it like in ice pack? How was it transported? How long? When did you post it? Where is the evidence of the post? Which courier did you use? Is it DHL? Are they actually specialists in transporting specimen? This is Nigeria we're talking about, BJ.
And Auntie me, can I quickly tell you something, ma'am? The same pathologist, you know, lo she private pathologist for Baba Sylvester Tokunjosi. The same pathologist came back to tell to tell Sylvester's father that the result was inconclusive. In Baba should have seen money. Come back with good results. No, the same thing. Don't chef from Mohbad.
I don't want to condemn that pathologist. I don't know him, but we can look into him. Once we've got the name now, we will look at what is done. We would ask questions. Like I said, professionals will talk to him. Temo, because we will ask questions and said, okay, where was this happen? How was it transported? The courier you used, how did they do it? How have they done it? Are they specialists in transporting a specimen? How was it transported and arrival to the place? Give us the name of the lab. There's no secrecy in these now. Secret in there. If we know the name of the lab, we can question the lab. Do you know that this kind of thing, it happens that, okay, at the end of the day, you don't need to accept. If you do a test somewhere and they said it's inconclusive or there's question about the report, you're entitled to seek for another place, for it to be taken to another place, for you to seek for a second opinion. It happens a lot in
and Auntie, can I quickly ask a question, ma? Is it possible to specimen yet shaking it? What about no? It's Lo manje best.
Possible. Oh, that's why I said that. It's very, very. Maybe Kimakawa to low kini eja kalunya de gunguluto. Nibi oko godun. Tabango tabate you were on Netflix now. Kele wo crime watch, kele wo rishi be. Okuto ti lo 100 years, great. Tobari gugu tobari yen. Washing. They still do test on it. So that is why I'm saying that there's probability that the way they handle the specimen itself. Like I said, I'm not there. I am just saying in my own opinion that it might be the way they handled the specimen before they got it there. The specimen itself was already probably rejected. The way, knowing, especially with this person, open and honest with you guys. There's probability, that's what I'm saying, probability for you, that the specimen was probably rejected in that lab. That was why they did not test it. That was why probably they did not charge them. That's why they didn't pay. Because by the time to buy David, Toma rejects us.
And see, remember, Toba mo pe, Toba wa pada sọ fún wa ko reject e. O ma fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ refund 60 million. Owó de ni fẹ́ kó sílẹ̀.
It should be Nigeria, Lele. This is Nigeria, but that is why I say that, Shemo, I want to one new team. You cannot. I'm not blaming anybody. Please don't get me wrong. But when you want to deal with people like that, but pathologists, vulnerability and what team baba. If you at the end of the day, you must have a doctor. You must have somebody. To what? Don't need knowledge. To deal with this person from day one.
Exactly.
So this question would have been asked.
Auntie me, he should not be chef. Auntie me, won't be chef. I want sit back. Wọ́n ní tó go jẹ́ professional. Wọ́n náà wọ́n fẹ́ disturb ẹ̀. Kó bá dẹ̀ pé àwọn disturb ẹ̀. Àwọn pọ̀kù nọ́ọ̀sì sínú ẹ̀.
Okay, lawyer no represent, but I understand. Solicitor, kí ni solicitor mọ̀ nípa medical? Kó tiẹ̀ jẹ́ wípé kó jẹ́ pé solicitor yẹn kó jẹ́ pé lawyer yẹn kó jẹ́ pé medical lawyer ni. Lawyer yẹn ó máa mọ̀ nípa okay medical law ló máa mọ̀. Kò lè mọ̀ the nitty-gritty of the questions a professional or a doctor or someone who is in a medical profession tó máa mọ̀ láti fi béèrè. For example, I would have asked to say, okay, this is it. She tissue, she blood in it. How are we going to transport it? She DHL, no fed Benny, she FedEx in it. Are they aware of what we put in the pack? She need to cook in it, you bad, you see here, or post the NTN. There are certain ways you handle such things now. Or are we actually going to fly? I would expect that pathologist to have been in the plane himself, to fly with that specimen. Presided it. And actually, yes, go fly. It happens a lot with that specimen. Go preserve. Go there declare to airline that this is what I'm doing. He's saying it now. This is what he does. And it's really sad. Really sad that Emo, what I because they you're there one. So let's say but at the end of the day, if things are not done properly, this is what you will get. If things, honestly, I'm sorry to say, if things are not done properly, you will get this. And it's just a shame that, if that's the one in Nigeria, that's what a lot of common sharing anymore. That specimen can actually be only changed within that book. How do they want to change it? Again,
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
Láti
mà.
ibi tó ti jọ pé tó ti gba specimen yẹn. Tó máa fi kúrò bẹ́ẹ̀ kó tó dé airport tó fẹ́ fi sí plane tó fẹ́ fi sí. Things. Power to my exchange hand before you get there. And the lab, you know, the lab behind the rejected. I don't want to say that lab compromised, please, because if any part of Europe, I know because of their license, it's very, very difficult. It must be very difficult for that lab to compromise and to change results. It's very difficult because they know that license will go down the drain for it. Talk about Nigeria and I'll say yes. So two things could have happened. They would have probably received a contaminated specimen, so therefore they couldn't use it, or they received the specimen, they could not use it because one thing or the other has happened to it, or they received a total different specimen. Who knows? So, but the original report of that lab is very important. If anybody wants to clamor for anything, it's to clamor for not the report, the pathologist be what's the court. That is not going to tell us anything. We don't want that. We want the original report with the name, then we can verify that this lab that you issued this report, because the date will be there, the time will be there. We can verify to say, was this issued? Once they said yes, the lab report was issued by themselves, then we start analyzing it. We bring experts. This is the UK. We bring experts. Everybody, jack of all trades. You might be a doctor, but at the end of the day, you're not a pathologist. You're not the one that is going to work in the lab. We bring experts, that will analyze that report from A to Z. Then we will see. Once we're able to confirm that that report was due, to confirm that the lab within the Europe actually issued it. That is it. Then we can actually confirm, look, so the reason, if they paid or not. I'm just not comfortable with the fact that one Shefa will not pay. Anything free, BJ, you have to question. When someone says to you, I'm doing a service for you free of charge, start questioning it. Why are you doing it for me? What is your interest? Why do you want to do it for me for free? You're a lab. Yes, it's high stake, it's a very high stake a case that should have been handled very professional and with care. Every bit, we should have asked questions from the one about every process.
Oh, bere question ma, because mo you sọ fún wọn. Mo ní why tá ṣe bere questions. Wọ́n ní mi go ba gba receipt gan aunty. Ton ba gba we sha. But wọ́n bere question. Wọ́n nígbà tó ti jẹ́ professional. Báwo la wọ́n ṣe ma talk pinpin. I won't believe in him.
No. Ẹgbẹ́sẹ̀ fún ni now.
Of course, it is our money. Mo sọ lánàá. Mo pay any, so I have to support the investigation.
Oh, what? You pay someone to provide a service and you're saying you cannot ask questions. If you don't know, I'm very sure there's somebody within your team that has medical knowledge now that could have handled the man, that would have been to supervise the man, or that would have been to be part of it. So in your college, now one person cannot be doing anything. We're not a lawyer. We're not a doctor. We're not a no. We're going to work. So vulnerability, we have to talk with chef from Como. Check it. So I'm not saying better chef for no fraud. I'm not saying, but the man, the pathologist himself, Nigeria, it's very easy now. He himself, he knows that his license, don't know any license to be practiced now. Somebody need drag it, somebody need a question that okay, we not share the money, we not share the money. No, share same lab, don't know in Europe, no lo sheni. Share same lab, don't know in Europe, share no share the money funny. Share any. How can you be saying to me mental survey that there's a concept?
Lawyer tó jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ ló sọ, lawyer tó jọ ṣiṣẹ́, lawyer tó introduce ẹ̀ sí wọn ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀. Ó lọ fẹ́ lọ ṣe. And aunty mi ṣe rí ìyá Mohbad dẹ̀ ti sọ kí result yìí tó jáde. Ó ní wọn lè rí nǹkan kan. She said it. Ìyá Mohbad said it. Ó ní wọn lè rí nǹkan kan.
Power could have probably changed, and that's why I said to you that we need to be a very deep critical.
And aunty mi ṣe kí tún shock yín. Sani wá sọ kíní kan ní last inquest ìgbà tó interview ẹ̀. Ó ní tá bá really fẹ́ justice. Ó ní don't look at the body of Mohbad. Only everybody in that house ní káwọn èèyàn focus lé lórí. Kí ló mean nìyẹn? A ti ní nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn gan náà rí.
Because you see, because that kind of lawyer, so they stand, more system to one on the ground in Nigeria. That is why I said to you, a lot of things could have happened to that specimen. Trust me, BJ, when I said to you, a lot. Because the specimen play a key role in the report you're going to get. The specimen called low 100 years can still be done. I'm telling you. But in the case of Nigeria, a lot could have happened. From when that from the origin of the specimen to the final destination. And honestly, it will have gone through different hands before it's going to get to where it's going. So if you understand what I'm saying, then you understand that I don't want you to worry so much about it, because a lot could have happened. From who is taking the specimen, to who is going to transport it, to how it was transported, to where it's going. But I would not agree that that lab compromised. No, nothing new. A lot could have happened to that specimen before. So she did the lab. Cherry lab, you keep putting the point out there. You need the name of the lab. They have to disclose it. If they don't disclose it, the original report, for the fact that public money, right? Because any problem, but now to manage justice for Mohbad. Everybody is fighting everybody. What for? They're not focusing on the main issue. Public money, let me shaking it. Then we public have the right to demand for the original report. Why are we then? Why? What is all this about? No, now, and we are not focused. Someone that you paid to do a service, you came out, you asked people to contribute money. Everybody contributed money. We now put that money and we gave it to somebody and said, she said in Fowa. Then we're questioning the report. Then in Yegbewa, don't you think our focus should be on this pathologist and say, where did you take it to? How did you do it? When did you do it? Where is the original report? What is the name? And we have the lies legally to do so. So, what is the point of not focusing on the main issue to get the answer that we needed? Right? Let us focus. I'm reading. Let us focus. We have to focus. And the focus is, if the question is there. And I hope people are taking notes.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
The question is there. The main question is, this pathologist, we want to know the process of taking the specimen, the process of transporting it, the name of the lab, then the original report from the lab, not the report, because two reports will come out. Not my issue reports for pathologists. In pathologists, our co-report is it. Now, my issue reports. She was a poor share, you fed no she one report. So report originally not a little one presenting in the court. The focus. I'm not saying we can't your magic justice for Mohbad, but everybody, I think, at Tawantoni ulterior motive, at Tawantoni good motive. I'm not part of your team, but at the end of the day, I can only give my expert opinion on what I know. And when it comes to medical issues, like I said, I run a private practice here, and I do lots of private tests, and I do lots of specimen. I do lots of to lab. I deal with lots of different labs within UK itself that they're private, and I've worked in NHS, and I can tell you for free that something does not make sense when somebody just come out and say they couldn't, inconclusive, they can't find what after many years. Medical person crime crime scene. Hello, got on shame banner. One digo, kuja, the one bija, the one your pun, one you any one you lay, one your tone. What is offering? Again, they must come back and tell you. So, duration, also be the preservation of where in Nigeria, Nibiti, Tolo Bewa, Kono Kuba for Mohbad, Nibito, what they are going to preserve it, they might not. One they might preserve it, once they use different kind of chemical that to actually damage, but there are still things that can still be used to verify it. Of course, sir. Of course, sir. Of course, that's correct. So that is not a good excuse to say that certain things might on in theory, but at the end of the day, but imagine I go too deep into that because that will become very insensitive to the dead body. So we still have to respect all that. But focus, deviate. So those questions we need to ask.
Okay.
I understand.
Yes.
I know you're doing your best. But once we're able to get the original report, we will come back with an expert. Like I said, expert from the UK with myself that will look at that and we will analyze it one by one. I foresee where report then we'll go through it, we'll tell you what is there, kilele mean. But yes, stay focused.
Okay,
we have
ma.
to stay focused.
Okay, ma.
Collectively,
Collectively, we all say thank you, ma. God bless you, ma. Jehovah, we honor you, ma. We appreciate your time, ma, because I know you are very busy. We appreciate you, ma. Thank you, ma. Bye-bye, ma.
All right, darling. Okay, bye.
I saw Kinto Masorolo. I saw somebody's comment here. Charles, you have gone. Ẹni yẹn sọ pé ṣe bí mo sọ pé wọn kì í sọ kọ́kọ́ fún mi. Ipe báwo ni mo ṣe máa wá ń bọ̀ tàti mama sọ pé mo fọwọ́ sọ̀yà tí mo máa sọ̀rọ̀ on their behalf. Ipe dem báwo mo ṣe mọ gbogbo information yìí. Ìwọ lórí burúkú tó kọ comment yẹn wá gbọ́ ìsì ọ̀rọ̀ ẹ. Mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ mọ most of this information ni. I knew nothing. Ìjọ Friday. Ìgbà tó sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe autopsy tí mo bá wọn bọ́ tàbí owó. Mo ti sọ fún yín mi ò kí ń tọpinpin because tí n bá tọpinpin jù náà wọ́n á ní nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ Bukky ló gbé síta. Wọ́n fẹ́ sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi. Ebi ò dẹ̀ ní kó sọ̀rọ̀ fún mi. Bàbá Mohbad ti wà ńbẹ̀. Bọ̀dá mú ìwà tí mo feel pé he is intelligent, he is educated. Ó ti wà ńbẹ̀ kí ni mo ti fẹ́ máa ṣe? All what I'm doing is solicit and can analyze nǹkan tó bá ṣẹlẹ̀. Ṣé màmá pè wọ́n pé ó yẹ sọ fún mi kí lẹ ti sọ. No, I don't do that. Tí nǹkan bá ti ṣẹlẹ̀ ní máa ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ ń wò pé báwo ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀. Ìmí gan discernment ni. Ìmí gan mo kàn lọ ọgbọ́n orí mi láti fi put two and two together ni. Ìwọ lórí burúkú tó ń blame mi pé èmi ń tan gbogbo èèyàn. Ṣé tí bá ń tàn yẹn máa débi tá dé yìí? They told me pé ẹni yìí ṣe báyìí, ẹni yìí ló ṣe báyìí. Wọ́n tètè sorúkọ fún mi gan. Wọ́n sorúkọ ẹni yẹn fún mi. Wọ́n kàn sọ pé òun ló ṣe iṣẹ́ Sylvester. Iṣẹ́ Sylvester tó dẹ̀ ṣe gan. Ìgbà tí kíní yẹn ti ń pẹ́ jù tí mo sọ pé ẹ ṣe pé ní professional ní lọ́ní professional pé òun ló ṣiṣẹ́ Sylvester. Mo dẹ̀ rántí pé Sylvester Orobodi tó ṣe náà ó padà wá sọ pé inconclusive ni. Tèmi bá ti mọ gbogbo ilé ìbá ti sọ pé ẹ bá má lò mí mọ̀. And I can't question. Tí bàbá ò bá ti lè question tí bọ̀dá mú ìwà tó wà ńbẹ̀. Ìjọ Friday mo bi bọ̀dá mú ìwà. Mo ní báwo lẹ ṣe máa gbéṣẹ́ fún yàn? Ṣé ẹ follow up ni? Wọ́n nígbà tó jẹ́ professional àwọn ò fẹ́ tọpinpin. Mo ní what the f? Tí gbogbo ìdẹ̀ gbọ́ tí mo wá sọ́ńtà. Mo ní máa gbéṣẹ́ fún lọ́ọ̀yà consin mi ní tọpinpin. Tó bá mẹ̀sẹ̀ up ńkọ́. Ẹ ní ìgbà tẹ́ ti gbéṣẹ́ fún ẹ relax. Bó ṣe relax náà ní ti sáà ń sìn. Èèyàn sọ pé òun evidence pé spending sọ̀rọ̀ fóun. Spending is part of the people in that house. Ẹni kò need. Ẹ̀dẹ̀ ti gbọ́ nǹkan tí Sanu something. San, if we truly want justice, we should not look at the body. Àwọn èèyàn 15 yẹn. Màá wá fún yín ní reason tí mo fi sọ pé èèyàn 15 yẹn important. Tí mo dẹ̀ gbọ́ voice yìí náà. Tẹ́ni yìí send voice yìí sí mi. Tí mo send ẹ̀ sí bàbá Mohbad. Tí bàbá Mohbad ń sọ fún mi pé ṣé bàbá Mohbad tẹ̀ ní àbí bọ̀dá mú ìwà. Mo send voice sí bàbá Mohbad. Ìgbé kan lọ fi wọn ṣítù. Ìgbé ẹni yìí ó jẹ́ kán arrest. Mo ní gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn ló jẹ́ kán summon. Mo sọ fún bọ̀dá mú ìwà náà. Bọ̀dá mú ìwà ni wọn kàn lè máa summon everybody. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n play voice yẹn. Kẹ́ wá sọ fún mi bí a kò ní ìdíkan lọ kó gbogbo wọn nílé yẹn. Tó bá kó gbogbo wọn àṣírí ikú tó pa Mohbad máa yọ. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n play fún yín. Voice mo sọ pé mo fẹ́ play fún yín lánàá. Mo dìde send gbogbo voice sí bàbá Mohbad. Bàbá Mohbad náà dá mi lóhùn. So gbogbo ẹ̀yin lórí burúkú tẹ̀ sọ pé BJ ló dá kíní kan rú. Ayé yín fẹ́ bàjẹ́ ni. Tẹ́mi bá ti kúrò ní justice ni justice àti tán ẹ gbàgbé ẹ̀. Ìtorí mo mú ẹ̀pọ̀n wọn dání báyìí náà ni. You use voice over for what? Voice changer kí ni mo fẹ́ lo voice changer fún? Mi need the voice changer ẹ máa gbọ́. Kò tí ì sọ̀rọ̀ gidi fún mi síbẹ̀. Mo kàn fẹ́ kẹ́ mọ reason tí mo sọ pé gbogbo wọn tó wà nílé ní kọ́kọ́. Mi need the voice changer tó gbà tó wá bá mi. Ó mọ̀ pé wọ́n fẹ́ lo jìbìtì fún mi ní. Ẹ jẹ́ n play fún yín. Ògì àti mọ́mọ́ ìgọ́ tí ń wù mí mú báyìí. Mo ń bọ̀. Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. I'll send this. Okay, ó ti há lélẹ̀. Ó ti há kọ́ ni mo fẹ́. Ara dúró ó ti há kọ́ mo fẹ́. Ó ti há kọ́ mo fẹ́.
Big set yẹn.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀. Ẹ wo ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú. Ó jì tí èmi àti ẹ̀ tá ti jọ plan everything. Ìgbà tí mo ṣàtúbà sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ àná mi understand kan tóun náà tó wá ń sọ because ọwọ́ ẹ̀ gangan làwọn fídíò yẹn wà gbogbo bá ṣe dénú lé lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn tó fi di pa àwọn pípín yẹn ń jànú yàrá tí Wúnmi ṣáà ń pariwo dìde kò tiẹ̀ wáyé wa ń táìmù yẹn bọ̀ gangan ló wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà wọn.
ṣe gbọ́ ṣe rí pé Monday ni Mohbad kú ṣe rí gbogbo kiri ṣe gbọ́ àbí abatu play màá sún padà ó nígbà tí kíní yẹn ṣẹlẹ̀ lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn tí Wùnmí ń pariwo dìde gbogbo kiri mo sẹ́ni sí bàbá Mohbad ìgbé tó gbé lọ fún Ṣítù bàbá ò dá mi lóhùn bí wọ́n ti pé bọ̀dá mú ìwà ni o tán ní kọ́ máa lọ ẹ wá sọ pé àwọn justice mo ní mo ti take a lot of things gbogbo kíní mo sẹ́ni sí bàbá Mohbad màá tún play fún yín now ẹ jẹ́ kí n sọ bọ̀bọ̀ yìí fún yín mi ìbọn bọ̀bọ̀ yìí rí ó kàn wá sínú inbox mi ni ó ní sis mo ti gbàgbé òkè màá lọ wo message mi màá padà wá sọ fún yín ó lóun ṣe driver Mohbad kọ́ ló pera ẹ̀ ó lóun wà pẹ̀lú àwọn tó wà nínú ilé ńjọ́ yẹn ó lóun àtàwọn Mohbad làwọn jọ lọ sí concert àwọn dẹ̀ jọ padà ni so ó wá inbox mi ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ó wá inbox mi ni o ó láwọn ní fídíò táwọn fẹ́ fún mi mo ò dẹ̀ fẹ́ jẹ́ kí fídíò ó ní kí n fóun nọ́mbà mi private number mi gangan mo fún kò ń ṣe public number ṣé ń gbọ́ mi mo dẹ̀ fún nọ́mbà èmi dẹ̀ jẹ́ nìkan gbogbo yín mọ̀ mo hate kí n máa record mi kì í record èèyàn mo dẹ̀ hate kí n máa gbé fóònù sétí so mo like kí n máa transact pẹ̀lú voice ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa sọ lọ màá tún wá lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ so ìgbà tó wá inbox mi nínú inbox Facebook mo wá ní òkè kò loud màá loud ẹ̀ máa kó fún sister Comfy àtàwọn critical thinkers wọ́n á lo loudspeaker ẹ tẹ́tí èmi ò ní loudspeaker bí ṣé ń gbọ́ bọ́ ẹ tẹ́tí yín dáadáa ṣó ti yẹn mo wá fún ní nọ́mbà mi pé kó jẹ́ ká sọ̀rọ̀ lórí WhatsApp so ẹ máa gbọ́ mi ní interfere mọ́ ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ní interfere mọ́ gbogbo audio yìí ni mo send sí bàbá Mohbad mo ní bàbá iṣẹ́ yìí kọ́ lélẹ̀ ẹ lọ fún SAN gbogbo àwọn tó wà nínú ilé yẹn ló jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ gbogbo pé wọ́n pick and choose yẹn àti ìwà justice mo dẹ̀ sọ fún bọ̀dá mú ìwà náà kò kí n ṣe gbogbo èèyàn tí èèyàn bá sọ̀rọ̀ fún náà kò kí n ṣe gbogbo orúkọ tó bá dá náà nìyẹn máa kà kún tẹ́jọ́ ò bá kàn wọ́n wọn ò lè gbé wọn wá sí court that was all I got ẹ jẹ́ ká ìtọ́jú mi sọ pé mọ́mí rich grace àti bàbá nìkan máa ṣe ń sìn bàbá òde lè sọ pé kò sí nǹkan tó kàn wá mọ́ because pẹ̀lú Ọlọ́run àtàwa yìí la jẹ́ ká débi ta délé ni ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún play kí gbogbo yín gbọ́ mi ì ní sọ̀rọ̀ mọ́ so màá máa ṣàlàyé fún yín later ẹ jẹ́ ká lọ bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹ lo earpiece ẹni tó bá fẹ́ gbọ́ dáadáa ẹ lo earpiece ṣe gbọ́ ẹ lo earpiece so that ẹ lè gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún play ń bọ̀. Meanwhile ẹ má gbàgbé pé nínú inbox tó send mi yẹn ó ti sọ fún mi síbẹ̀ pé òun fẹ́ fún mi láwọn fídíò nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ńjọ́ yẹn lọ́dọ̀ Mohbad nínú ilé ó ti lóun fẹ́ fún mi ní fídíò so ìtọ́rẹ́ ló ṣe continue láti ibi fídíò mi báyìí because èmi ní kó jẹ́ ká lọ sórí WhatsApp ká lọ sọ̀rọ̀ ó yẹ máa gbọ́.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀ ẹ wo ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú ó jì tí èmi àti ẹ̀ tá ti jọ plan everything ìgbà tí mo ṣàtúbà sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ àná mi understand kan tóun náà tó wá ń sọ because ọwọ́ ẹ̀ gangan làwọn fídíò yẹn wà gbogbo bá ṣe dénú lé lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn tó fi di pa àwọn pípín yẹn ń jànú yàrá tí Wúnmi ṣáà ń pariwo dìde kò tiẹ̀ wáyé wa ń táìmù yẹn bọ̀ gangan ló wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà wọn tí fídíò yẹn dẹ̀ àti ọ́díò méjèèjì ló wà lórí fóònù ẹ̀ èmi dẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé fún pé èmi máa kúrò Naija last week yẹn o because òun ó fẹ́ mú ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ sí Ẹ̀gbá lọ́dọ̀ àwọn parent ẹ̀ next thing tó dẹ̀ tún bá mi sọ ní gbogbo alẹ́ àná tèmi dẹ̀ ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ̀ lóun feel safe gbóhùn gan ní láti kúrò Naija náà kóhun tẹ̀ tó lè drop anything èmi dẹ̀ understand it because.
ó jì nìkan lè ń gbọ́ ṣe ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó kù ni ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí bàbá yìí sọ ni ó ní lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn táwọn dé láti show which was Monday ni Mohbad kú. Ó ní lálẹ́ ẹjọ́ yẹn táwọn dé láti show. Ó ní OG ló wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà tó record everything. Ó ní àwọn kan gbọ́ tí Wùmí ń pariwo dìde kí náà ń pariwo dìde fún tí ó bá ṣe pọ́n ti pa ọmọ yẹn. Ó ní àwọn kan gbọ́ dìde. Okay, tẹ́ bá ń gbọ́ kí lè tẹ́ bá ń sọ pé ó dárúkọ OG kí ló kèmí pẹ̀lú OG. Nǹkan tó ń sọ yẹn ni kẹ́dì mú. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún bẹ̀rẹ̀. Abẹ́ fẹ́ lọ fún tea break ni. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbọ́. Eléyìí kọ́ ni mo ń sọ. Ó yá, mo ń bọ̀.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀ mà. Ẹ wo ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú. OG tí èmi àti ẹ̀ tá ti jọ plan everything. Ìgbà tí mo ṣàtúbà sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ àná mi understand kan tóun náà tó wá ń sọ because ọwọ́ ẹ̀ gangan làwọn fídíò yẹn wà gbogbo bá ṣe dénú ilé lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn tó fi di pa àwọn pípín yẹn ń jà nù yàrá tí Wùmí ṣà ń pariwo dìde kò tiẹ̀ wáyé wa ń táìmù yẹn gbọ̀n gangan ló wà lẹ́nu ọ̀nà wọn tí fídíò yẹn dẹ̀ àti ọ́díò méjèèjì ló wà lórí fóònù ẹ̀ èmi dẹ̀ ti ṣàlàyé fún pé èmi máa kúrò Naija last week yẹn o because òun ó fẹ́ move ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀ lọ sí Ẹ̀gbá lọ́dọ̀ àwọn parent ẹ̀ next thing tó dẹ̀ tún bá mi sọ ní gbogbo alẹ́ àná tèmi dẹ̀ ń bá sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ̀ lóun feel safe gbóhùn gan ní láti kúrò Naija náà kóhun tẹ̀ tó lè drop anything èmi dẹ̀ understand it because gbogbo kíní ẹ̀wé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ àwágùn ò lè yọjú sí corona ẹ̀ because tá bá yọjú sí corona àmọ́ plant ọ̀ ní tá bá lọ mọ ibi tí info ti leak ó rí bákan mo dẹ̀ wò pé wẹ́ bóyá tọ́lọ́mbà sábà ṣeṣá tó bá ti rí àwọn owó tó lóun ní tó bá ti kúrò Nàìjíríà èmi máa get back sí yín ẹ má bínú torí Ọlọ́run mistake ni kò yẹ kí n ṣe contact yín yẹ kí n jẹ́ kó nǹkan ti kúrò náà kó ti kọjá sí bíbá yìí kí n tiẹ̀ tó contact yín ẹ má bínú ẹ ṣé.
ṣé OG tó máa ń ṣeré yẹn àbí OG wo lè ń sọ yìí OG bàbá tó máa ń ṣeré ṣóhun ni okay so wọn náà fẹ́ travel lọ sí South Africa okay so èlò ló máa cost ẹ tó bá fẹ́ lọ sí South Africa ẹ jẹ́ ká mọ̀ but ẹ kàn lè sọ̀rọ̀ báyìí kí n believe yín a gbọ́dọ̀ ní evidence pókè o ẹni ìfẹ́ lọ sí ẹni yìí ní nǹkan tá à ń sọ lọ́wọ́ kó má dàbí ọ̀rọ̀ àwọn Dàmọ́lá tó sọ pé àwọn ní fídíò bí Mohbad ṣe kú tó wọ́n ń send fídíò 3 seconds okay. And another question ṣẹ́yìn wà ń bẹ̀ gangan nígbà tí kìnìún ṣẹlẹ̀ ní ṣẹ́yìn wà ń bẹ̀ mo mọ̀ pé lè má sí bẹ́ẹ̀ gbà tí Mohbad tí Wùnmí pa Mohbad sínú ilé o sínú yàrá yẹn but ṣẹ́yìn wà ń bẹ̀ ẹ wà nínú ilé ń jọ yẹn ṣẹ́yìn wà nínú ilé ẹ wà ní àwọn tó sọ pé 15 tó wà nínú ilé yẹn ẹ wà ń bẹ̀.
ẹ máa gbọ́.
Ẹ̀lú mà bẹ́ẹ̀ ni mo wà nulẹ̀ gbogbo aláwà nulẹ̀ lálẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn ní òru èmi spending OG lifestyle gbogbo aláwà nlẹ̀ èèyàn kan àwọn méjì nìkan tán sí ń bẹ̀ òun náà ni Darusha òru ọjọ́ yẹn lòun kúrò nílé bá ṣe ń dé kò tẹ́ bá wọlé gan Darusha lọlé prime boy yẹn kò bá wa délé rárá tiẹ̀ so ìsàlẹ̀ tí àwa sùn sí pẹ̀lú àdúrà everybody èmi gbọ́ ariwo but normal everybody náà ṣe mọ̀ pé ó normal because wọ́n kò sígbà tán kì í ní issue few times tí mi bá wà ń bẹ̀ most times tí mi máa wà ń bẹ̀ time tí show bá wà because ó máa fún everybody lówó tí gbogbo àbá ti wà ní show yẹn everybody àtẹni tó tiẹ̀ ṣe anything everybody máa gbowó so gbogbo àlàwà ń bẹ̀ so òru ọjọ́ yẹn bá ṣe dé ẹmọ ti rẹ everybody immediate everybody sùn but OG yẹn kò ń sùn tiẹ̀ because ó máa ń smoke so bóyá àbí tó ti ń fa igbó ló ti gbọ́ gbogbo ariwo yẹn ṣá tóun ti lọ síbẹ̀ almost everybody tó wà tó máa ń gbé ń bẹ̀ ọlá ń pè mí ò ń gbé ń bẹ̀ steady báyẹn almost everybody tó máa ń gbé nínú ilé yẹn náà ní 1 or 2 ní orí phone the same thing tí àwọn àdúrà àti Dàmọ́lá.
ṣe gbọ́ almost everybody tó ń gbénu lé yẹn ló ní 1 or 2 things lórí fídíò nípa nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ ń jọ yẹn yet wọ́n ní kí Sàní má ṣe nǹkan kan mo send ẹ sí bàbá mo send ẹ mi mo bí mo send ẹ sí bọ̀dá mú ìwà bí mo fẹ́ nu sọ̀rọ̀ ni mo ní bàbá ṣe gbọ́ audio tí mo send yìí sá ìgbà tí bàbá bá padà sọ fún mi wọ́n ní kí n bá wọn wá dress àwọn ò mọ address wọn mo ní èmi bàbá mi tí mo gbé UK tẹ́ bá mo ní ṣèbó ní ìgbà tẹ́ ẹ ra address àwọn kan mo ní ṣèbó ní bẹ ṣe sọ pé wanted tán mú gbogbo wọn jáde mo ní báwo lẹ ṣe pick and choose àwọn tẹ́ ń kó wá sí inquest mo ní ṣe mọ̀ pé tá bá ti rí facts and figures gbogbo kíní máa lọ Ọlọ́run má jẹ́ kí wàhálà wá já sásán mo ní gbogbo àwọn tó wà ní ilé yẹn ló jẹ́ kọ́kọ́ àwọn tó wà ní mọ́tò tán ní Mohbad is dead kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀ ẹ fi ẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń pa làpálàpá ìtorí ẹ̀ mo ṣe ń kọ́ láti ìjẹta pé tá bá rí justice Mohbad náà mọ̀ ipa try best wa kò ṣe pé mo fẹ́ give up kò ṣe pé ó sú mi gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí mo lè sọ ni ẹ jẹ́ kí n sún sẹ́yìn kẹ́tùgbọ́.
So gbala wa nbe so ọjọ́ yẹn bá ṣe dé emo ti re everybody immediate everybody soon but ó jí yẹn kò ń sùn tiẹ̀ because ó máa ń smoke so bóyá àbí tó ti ń fa igbó ló ti gbọ́ gbogbo ariwo yẹn ṣá tóun ti lọ síbẹ̀ almost everybody tó wà tó máa ń gbé ń bẹ̀ ọlá ń pè mí ń gbé ń bẹ̀ steady báyẹn almost everybody tó máa ń gbé nínú ilé yẹn náà ní 1 or 2 ní orí phone the same thing tí àwọn àdúrà àti ìdàmọ́lá ẹ̀ náà gbogbo ẹ̀ náà la gbọ́ sí so gbogbo nǹkan tó ń jẹ́ kí ẹrù máa bà Ojì náà nìyẹn tó fi ní ask somehow but mo ṣáà wà ń bẹ̀ ṣá ní alẹ́ ọjọ́ yẹn àárọ̀ ọjọ́ kejì èmi ò fojú kan tèmi fi kúrò ń bẹ̀ o èmi ò fojú kan rárá because èmi náà ní àwọn nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ lọ ṣe mo dẹ̀ kúrò ń bẹ̀ ní àárọ̀ ọjọ́ yẹn àfìgbà tí àdèmá gbọ́ orí íńtánẹ́ẹ̀tì lèmi gan ti rí kíní ìgbà tí máa dẹ̀ pé Ojì ó dẹ̀ ní bó ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ nìyẹn pé àwọn wà ń bẹ̀ kó tó di pé mi náà dẹ̀ tún wá padà wá síbi bẹ̀.
ṣé ẹgbẹ́ nǹkan tó sọ ó lé mi ò fojú kan o ṣe rántí ó lé mi ò fojú kan ṣẹlẹ̀ rántí pé àdúrà náà sọ ó ní kò sẹ́ni tó rí Mohbad lọ́jọ́ Monday ìpẹ́ tó bá sọ pé òun rí Mohbad lọ́jọ́ Monday irọ́ ló pa wọ́n dẹ̀ yìí fi gbogbo àwọn 15 yẹn sílẹ̀ prime boy tí ò sí inú ibẹ̀ yẹn òun lè lọ mú make it make sense ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Oh, bàbá mi ó ti yé mi nsìn ṣé Ojì yẹn ni Ojì bàbá tó máa ń ṣeré yẹn tó máa ń ṣe ẹ ti mọ̀ kọ́ tí mo sọ tó máa ń ṣe content yìí ṣé Ojì bàbá yẹn náà là ń sọ yìí ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀.
Hello ma Ojì ó ní driver Mohbad ọ̀rẹ́ dẹ̀ tún ni wọ́n so wá kọ́.
ṣe gbọ́ Ojì driver Mohbad ẹ dẹ̀ fi gbogbo àwọn yẹn sílẹ̀ ẹ wá ní ká ló máa sanwó autopsy àti toxicology tí life evidence wà ṣe gbọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ wọ́n ti sá lọ tán wọ́n ti ṣèyí tó fẹ́ ṣe tán ẹ wá ń tọ̀ àwa public ṣe gbọ́ ọlọ́pàá mọ̀mọ́ kò lọ wọn ṣe investigation àwọn 15 tó wà nílé yẹn àtúwá ní SAN ṣe a lè blame SAN nǹkan tó bá sọ fún SAN ní SAN máa ṣe èmi dẹ̀ send lè sí bàbá mo ní kí bàbá heart lé lórí mo ní bàbá ẹ send sí SAN we need all these people in coroner inquest mo dẹ̀ pé bọ̀dá mú ìwá náà ìgbà tẹ́ máa sọ fún mi ẹni kò kàn ṣe gbogbo ẹni tó bá dárúkọ ló ń gbé wá sí inquest so ẹ sọ fún mi ṣé mo try best mi mo ní lot of things ti wà tó jẹ́ kí n ti give up but mo pé no kò sẹ́ni tó mú mi wá sínú justice kò dẹ̀ sẹ́ni tó lè lé mi gbogbo evidence wà ńlẹ̀ ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń sọ pé bó tẹ̀ jẹ́ pọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ wá bá mi sọ fún mi ní common sense ni SAN náà dẹ̀ ti sọ bí yá SAN nǹkan ti ń sọ tán sọ pé kí tán dá sí ní SAN ṣe kúkú sọ́njọ́ yẹn SAN sọ ní last inquest ó ní if we truly want justice we should not look at the body ó ní gbogbo èèyàn 15 tó wà nínú ilé yẹn ní kọ́kọ́ ṣé kò máa jọra wọn báyìí Ọlọ́run á bi gbogbo ẹni tó mọ̀ nípa justice tó fẹ́ tọwọ́ justice bolẹ̀ gbogbo ẹni tó ní kankan lọ́wọ́ àbí tó fẹ́ bà gbogbo justice jẹ́ fáwọn true justice seekers gbogbo ayé ẹ̀ máa bàjẹ́ ni kò ní ràánú gbà lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run àtèèyàn.
Mo máa ń pè ní Ojì torí pé òun ju gbogbo wa lọ bọ̀ òun ni driver ẹ̀ tó gbé lọ sí Kòròdú òun náà ló máa ń gbé kiri like driver ẹ̀ tó really trust so ojú àlọ́ reason ẹ̀ everybody fi máa ń pè ní Ojì wa. so gbogbo ìgbà tán fi lọ sí party yẹn tán fi ń bọ̀ tí tán fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní issue yẹn gbogbo ìgbà yẹn lòun ṣáà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní record gbogbo.
ṣẹgbọ́ kan tó sọ ó ní gbogbo bàtọ́ tí ń bọ̀ láti party yẹn tó ti ní issue ló ti ń record so everything is with OG ibi tó bá wà tó bá ń gbọ́ mi tó bá fẹ́ kó gbogbo family ẹ̀ wá sí ìlú òyìnbó tí wọ́n bá ti ready fún wa ní nǹkan tó fún wa yẹn wàá wọ̀ lóyìnbó tó ní nothing kọ́bọ̀ sórí South Africa tó fẹ́ lọ yẹn tiẹ̀ kéré tó bá sọ pé nǹkan tá ń sọ yóò wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ OG ṣọmọ pé mo ti sọ láìmọye ìgbà àbí kò yẹn ṣẹgbọ́n nǹkan tó sọ ọ̀nà tí ń record látìgbà tí problem yẹn ti ṣẹlẹ̀ látìgbà tó ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ wàhálà. ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
so gbogbo recording tó ní tán fi kúrò láti show yẹn gbogbo ìjà.
The guy is not lying. Èèyàn kan sọ pé bàbá yìí ń parọ́ pé OG kan ló drive kò sọ pé OG ló drive o. Ó ní OG is Mohbad's driver. Gbogbo wọn jọ lọ ni. Of course, wọ́n rent mọ́tò tán drive ni. Kò sọ pé òun ló drive. So go and watch it. Tẹ́ bá ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ enjoy. Ẹ má máa distract wa. Betty, you did not start with us. Kò sọ pé òun ló drive. Fine, driver to drive ti wá give you testimony. He said they all went together. He did not kò sọ pé OG ló drive. Ṣé ìfarabalẹ̀ báyìí ná. Ìwọ tó bá máa distract mi máa block ẹ. Ẹ jọ gbogbo èyí tẹ́ ń wò mí. Ṣó sọ pé OG ló drive ni. Mo ní ta ni OG, ó ní driver Mohbad. Ipe gbogbo àwọn làwọn jọ lọ. Kò sọ pé OG ló drive. Why tẹ́ fẹ́ máa manipulate ọ̀rọ̀ ńsìn? Ẹ máa gbọ́ o. Ó ní bó ṣe regular driver Mohbad ní OG. Kò sọ pé òun ló drive ńjọ́ yẹn. Ṣebí Yorùbá là sọ. Kò ṣáà sórí literate platform la wà yìí ńsìn. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún bẹ̀rẹ̀ jàre.
so gbogbo ìgbà tán fi lọ sí party yẹn tán fi ń bọ̀ tí tán fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní issue yẹn gbogbo ìgbà yẹn lòun ṣáà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní record gbogbo recording tó ní tán fi kúrò láti show yẹn gbogbo ìjà àti argument yẹn àti tó ní sínú ilé yẹn gbogbo yẹn ni èmi àti ẹ̀gbà táwájọ wà ló wá ṣe wá gbé mi débẹ̀ tí ó yẹ pé everything wà ní mo ṣe wà rí lórí fóònù all those things.
Ṣé gbọ́ nǹkan tí bàbá yẹn sọ? Ó ní gbogbo ìgbà tó ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ bàbá ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún play. Èmi gan ò rí nǹkan kan mọ́. Ẹ jẹ́ ká tún play kẹ́tù gbọ́.
so gbogbo ìgbà tán fi lọ sí party yẹn tán fi ń bọ̀ tí tán fi bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní issue yẹn gbogbo ìgbà yẹn lòun ṣáà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní record gbogbo recording tó ní tán fi kúrò láti show yẹn gbogbo ìjà àti argument yẹn àti tó ní sínú ilé yẹn gbogbo yẹn ni èmi àti ẹ̀gbà táwájọ wà ló wá ṣe wá gbé mi débẹ̀ tí ó yẹ pé everything wà ní mo ṣe wà rí lórí fóònù all those things. èmi dẹ́ ni tó bá lè sọ̀rọ̀ kó sọ̀rọ̀ ó dẹ́ lóun lè sọ̀rọ̀ as long as tóun ní security tóun wá around tó yẹ pé tán bá dẹ̀ mọ̀ pọ́wọ́ òun ní information yẹn ti jáde òun mọ̀ kan tán ó lè ṣẹlẹ̀ sóun. so èmi dẹ́ understand ẹ̀rù tó ń ba òun náà because tó bá jẹ́ èmi náà ni tèmi náà ṣe máa feel nìyẹn.
Ṣé ti gbọ́ yẹn? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún play mi.
ṣóun ló drive jeep yẹn ni àbókàn wà pẹ̀lú wọn? Number 1 question. Number 2 question. Ibo ló fẹ́ lọ? Ó fẹ́ lọ sí South Africa. Èló ló máa cost ẹ̀? Èló ló máa cost ẹ̀? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Ṣé nǹkan tí mo sọ yé yín? Ẹ jẹ́ kí n mọ̀. Èmi náà understand. Then ṣóun ló drive jeep yẹn àbókàn wà pẹ̀lú Mohbad? Then kí mo fẹ́ béèrè, ẹ sọ tòótọ́ fún mi láàrin èmi àti yín, ṣéjà ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kòròdú? Nǹkan tó lè mú yín wá bá mi, ẹ mọ̀ pé mi máa sọ bí pọ́n sọ fún mi. Sorry, máa sọ bí pé mi kò ṣe pé máa ní ẹ sọ báyà bí mo dárúkọ yín. Ṣéjà ṣẹlẹ̀ ní Kòròdú àbọ̀ǹkọ̀ fi yẹn cover up ni? Then South Africa tó fẹ́ lọ yẹn, èló ló máa cost ẹ̀? Kí ló fún wa ń garanti pé tá bá gbé lọ́bẹ̀? Ó máa fún wa fídíò báwo la ṣe máa ṣe because a kàn lè send owó sí kó wá ní fídíò ti há àbí fídíò ti sọnù ẹ get it so àwa náà gbọ́dọ̀ play safe so gbogbo ilé mo fẹ́ mọ̀.
Mo ráwọn èèyàn tó ń sọ pé OG okay, I will tell you the reason for playing this video. Mi tẹ̀ ní sọ fún yín ẹ máa gbọ́ bí báyìí. Mo fẹ́ play video yìí síta tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣé ń gbọ́, but I had to play it for 2 reasons. Mo send ẹ̀ sí bàbá ò ṣe nǹkan kan sí. Then mo wá rí pé wọ́n fẹ́ gbowó lọ́wọ́ mi. Wọ́n fẹ́ fún mi video. Ṣé tí bá kúkú wá expose wọn tó kó gbogbo wọn? Ṣé kò wá better? Ṣé kò better? Ẹ sọ fún mi. Mo fẹ́ gbé kíní síta. Behind the scene mo gbé fún bàbá. Mo gbé bàbá ò ready láti ṣe nǹkan kan sí. Mo dẹ̀ sọ pé okay. Mi kò lè fún yín 1.5 million. Ẹ jẹ́ ká pàdé níbì kan. Kó fún mi video, kó fún ẹni tí bá rán lọ ní video. Kó dẹ̀ fún ní 1.5 million. Ìwọ sọ pé ó fẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀ o pé tó bá dé ibi tó lọ ló máa fẹ́ mi video. Ṣé mi stupid ni? Ẹ wá ní mo protect ẹ. Tó bá yìí need the protection tó bá gbé yàwó á fi síbi tó máa wà. Á wọ̀ lóyìnbó. So kí n gbé gbogbo ilé kí n pa mọ́ra. Ìtorí pé mo protect ẹ. Ṣé wọ́n protect Mohbad? Ṣé wọ́n protect Mohbad tó ń fi video tó fẹ́ fún ọmọ ọlọ́mọ justice tí gbogbo wọn fẹ́ máa fi cash out? No, make it make sense. Ṣé wọ́n protect Mohbad? Orí yín burú èyí tẹ́ ń sọ pé mo protect yẹn. I wanted to. Ṣé mi tí mo ní mo fẹ́ fún ní 1.5 million? Ṣé mo gbé gbá wá síwájú yín ni? Mo gbé gbá wá kẹ́ wá bá mi dáwó fún ni. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n máa play lọ. Àti play lè ń bọ̀.
Hello ma, òun gangan ni driver tó máa ń gbé lọ sí anywhere tó bá fẹ́ lọ, òun ló gbé lọ sí Kòròdú. Tí ìjà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níwájú ọlọ́run àtẹ̀yàn ìyẹn because mọ́tò tó wà níwájú láwa wà, mọ́tò tí wọ́n àárín ló wà. So pé ìjà ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn, ìjà yẹn gan kò ń ṣe ìjà bí argument ni bọ́n ṣe sọ yẹn gan di big deal because prime boy gan ò lè parọ́ fẹ́ anybody. Tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n really jà, okay, prime boy àti Mohbad náà close jù ní pé ọ̀rẹ́ tán ti mọ́ra wọn tipẹ́tipẹ́. So ìjà yẹn kò ń ṣe ìjà lọ títí. Tó bá yẹ pé ìjà ni wọ́n máa pè wá gan, táwa gan máa dúró, tá máa bọ́lẹ̀, tá máa là wọ́n because Mohbad jẹ́ artist gan, àwọn èèyàn gan ò ní fẹ́ kó dúró síbẹ̀ yẹn pẹ́ jù. So ìjà yẹn ò ń ṣe big deal. But OG confirm ẹ̀ pé gbogbo bọ́n ṣe ń jà nu mọ́tò, Wùnmí gangan ni Cynthia, òun gangan ni òun àti Mojo ní issue jù. So bọ́n ṣe jà láti bẹ̀yẹn títí tán fi dé ilé nìyẹn. Tán dẹ̀ sì dé sílé, àwa ṣáájú wọn dé sílé. Ìgbà táwọn dé náà ṣe wá sí géètì fáwọn táwa wọlé because kò sí kí lọ́wọ́ tàwa. Ìgbà táwọn dé tí gbogbo wa wà nulẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ pẹ́ ní everybody ṣáà lọ sùn ṣá because ó ti rẹ everybody. But ti pé wọ́n já Kòròdú yẹn kò ń ṣe ìjà kan, òun náà ṣe exonerate prime boy gan náà, kò ń ṣe ìjà kan tó anybody lè pè níjà tó ṣe kankan báyẹn. But pé kó máa send kinní yẹn, ó máa send gbogbo ẹ̀ o. Ó tiẹ̀ because ó ti sú òun gan, gbogbo kinní yẹn everybody ní ọkàn wọn bàjẹ́ títí kan àdúrà tó jábúrò ẹ̀ gan, inú ẹ̀ ò dùn. But Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń promise àdúrà because gbogbo kinní ẹ̀ ṣẹlẹ̀ gbogbo á ti kúrò ń bẹ̀. But nǹkan tó ń promise àdúrà òun nìkan ló mọ̀. But ó jìṣà gbogbo nǹkan tó ní lọ́wọ́ lòun ready láti send, but safety tiẹ̀ gangan ló wà after.
Mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ believe ni pé many people ìgbà tí Mohbad kú wọ́n lọ bá ọlọ́pàá ní kó máa lọ pa àwọn ò tí ready láti attend sí wọn. Ṣé rí pé there is more to ikú Mohbad? Ṣé rí ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ. Ṣé gbọ́ nǹkan tó sọ? Ó nínú àdúrà gan ò dùn. Ṣé rántí pé mo sọ fún pé ní burial ground níjọ́ yẹn wọ́n gba kí lọ́wọ́ Àṣànà. Àdúrà gba kí lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ tó lejú mọ́ gan. Òun l'Àṣànà fi wá yí story yẹn tó sọ pé wọ́n fẹ́ gba ọmọ lọ́wọ́ òun gbé ọmọ sínú nylon bag. Títí tó fi lọ sí Mohbad. Àdúrà was angry with Àṣànà because wọ́n mọ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹgbẹ́ nǹkan tí bàbá yìí sọ. Ó nínú àdúrà ọdún, ó láwọn ò mọ nǹkan tó promise àdúrà tó fi wá change. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Hello ma, òun gangan ni driver tó máa ń gbé lọ sí anywhere tó bá fẹ́ lọ, òun ló gbé lọ sí Kòròdú.
Èèyàn kan sọ pé ó ti ṣe mistake. Ó ní ẹni driver tó máa ń gbé Mohbad káàkiri lọ síbi tó fẹ́ lọ. Èmi ò mọ ẹni náà. Ó lóun ló gbé lọ sí Kòròdú. Ó lè má mọ ẹni tó gbé lọ because ṣé rántí pé ó lóun ò sínú mọ́tò pẹ̀lú wọn. Ṣé rántí pé ó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé àwọn ti ṣáájú wọn dé. So ó jí wà nú mọ́tò pẹ̀lú wọn. Ṣé kò tí mo sọ yín? Ó jí wà nú mọ́tò pẹ̀lú wọn tó ṣe gbogbo recording. So ó jí ló ṣàlàyé fóun. Ẹ dẹ̀ rántí pé kò ń ṣe mọ́tò kan lọ gbé lọ́njọ́ yẹn. Ṣé ń gbọ́ mi? So ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ.
Tí ìjà tó ṣẹlẹ̀ níwájú Ọlọ́run àtèèyàn yẹn because mọ́tò tó wà níwájú láwa wà, mọ́tò tí wọ́n àárín ló wà. So
Ṣètìgbó ti ṣàlàyé sìn.
Pé ìjà ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn, ìjà yẹn gan kò ń ṣe jà bí argument ni. Bọ́n ṣe sọ yẹn gan di big deal because prime boy gan ò lè parọ́ fún anybody. Tó bá yẹ pé wọ́n really jà, okay, prime boy àti Mugo náà close jù ní pé ọ̀rẹ́ tó ti mọ́ra wọn tipẹ́tipẹ́. So ìjà yẹn kò ń ṣe ìjà lọ títí. Tó bá yẹ pé ìjà ni wọ́n máa pè wá gan, táwa gan máa dúró, tá máa bọ́lẹ̀, tá máa là wọ́n because Moto jẹ́ artist gan, àwọn èèyàn gan ò ní fẹ́ kó dúró síbẹ̀ yẹn pẹ́ jù. So ti ìjà yẹn ò ń ṣe big deal. But OG confirm ẹ̀ pé gbogbo bọ́n ṣe ń jà nu mọ́tò, Wùnmí gangan ni Cynthia, òun gangan ni òun àti Mojo ní issue jù. So bọ́n ṣe jà láti bẹ̀yẹn títí tán fi dé ilé nìyẹn. Tán dẹ̀ sì dé sílé, àwa ṣáájú wọn dé sílé. Ìgbà táwọn dé náà ṣe wá sí géètì fáwọn táwa wọlé because kò sí kí lọ́wọ́ tàwa. Ìgbà táwọn dé tí gbogbo wa wà nulẹ̀, kò dẹ̀ pẹ́ ní everybody ṣá lọ sùn ṣá because ó ti rẹ everybody. But ti pé wọ́n já Kòròdú yẹn kò ń ṣe ìjà kan. Òun náà ṣe exonerate prime boy gan náà, kò ń ṣe ìjà kan tó anybody lè pè níjà tó ṣe.
OG kan ló drive, ó lè ṣe mistake yẹn because ó sọ pé òun ò sínú mọ́tò pẹ̀lú wọn.
Ó tiẹ̀ because ó ti sún òun gan, gbogbo kinní yẹn everybody ní ọkàn wọn bàjẹ́ títí kan àdúrà tó jábúrò ẹ̀ gan, inú ẹ̀ ò dùn. But Ọlọ́run nìkan ló mọ̀ nǹkan tó ń promise àdúrà because gbogbo kinní ẹ̀ yìí ṣẹlẹ̀, gbogbo wa ti kúrò ń bẹ̀. But nǹkan tó ń promise àdúrà òun nìkan ló mọ̀. But ó jì ṣá, gbogbo nǹkan tó ní lọ́wọ́ lòun ready láti send, but safety tiẹ̀ gangan ló wà after.
Mo ń bọ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbọ́ lọ. Mo ń bọ̀.
Actually OG ó ti gba visa sọ́wọ́ already because cable visa ni wọ́n ń lò, kò dẹ̀ ń pẹ́ expire. So òun náà mo sọ fún gan láàárọ̀ yìí pé bóyá kò gan kó báyìí sọ̀rọ̀ fúnra rẹ̀ because a ti wà ní middle gbà mí kò easy. Ó dẹ̀ ní rárá o pé òun tiẹ̀ lè risk anything Nigeria pé because òun náà ló trust bá ṣe ń ṣe gbogbo kíní online pé òun dẹ̀ lè risk life on Nigeria. Ó ní because àwọn especially recording inú ti mọ́tò yẹn, ó ní tó bá immediately gan, ó ní kò possible kì í sí tí a máa mọ̀ àbáwọn tó bá gbọ́ kó máa mọ̀ pé bóyá látọ̀dọ̀ òun ni. Ó ní bọ̀ tóun bá sí around ìṣèṣin tó yẹ pé tán bá pè wọn àbí tán bá message wọn máa sọ fún wọn pé irú level nìyẹn báwọn náà ṣe máa bí òun pé ṣé òun lòun ṣerú nǹkan báyìí because àwọn márùn ló láwọn wà nù mọ́tò.
Somebody said, but OG is not in the car according to Spending and Prime Boy. Prime Boy was not in the car with them, so you cannot say that. Gbogbo adé tí mo pé Spending is covering something. Spending ti wá parọ́ fún wa. So báwo la ṣe fẹ́ believe nǹkan tí Spending sọ? I am not here to judge anybody. Either this guy is lying or he's saying the truth. San should work on this. San should work on this. Abiko yeyi?
Mọ́tò. So anybody ni ó lè record or kó jẹ́ pọ́wọ́ anybody ni recording ti lè jáde. Ó ṣáà because ticket gan sìn òun ó fẹ́ wá dúró ni àwa náà dẹ̀ la máa lọ pàdé ẹ̀ tó bá dé ọ̀dọ̀ wa náà ló máa dé sí torí ẹlẹ́mi náà yìí ṣáájú ẹ̀ dé sí bíbá yìí. So ticket yẹn máa cost ẹ̀ bóyá bí 1 million naira. Gbogbo nǹkan tó ṣáà nídìí ṣá gbogbo àti màtẹ́jọ sọ̀rọ̀ lálẹ́ àná àtàárọ̀ ṣáà ló ní bí 1.5 million naira because ticket ó máa ra return no everything. So bí gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣe jẹ́ nìyẹn mà.
Ẹ má gbọ́.
Kò ṣe 1.5 yẹn ní issue tèmi ní sìn ni pé báwo la ṣe bá gba nǹkan tó wà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ because a lè fún 1.5 ká wá gbọ́ story. So ibo la ti máa meet ní middle end, ibo lòun wà tó lè kówó fún. Ó ti yẹn a bá at least òun wà Naija ẹnìyàn wà bá arówó báyìí eléyìí ò dẹ̀ ṣọpọ̀ ọlọ́pàá máa mú, trust me. Arówó báyìí ẹnìyàn wà bá arówó òun arówó á dẹ̀ fi gbogbo nǹkan ta ní ìdíwọ̀n wá tó lè lead wa lọ sí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ because àwọn ò fẹ́ bí ẹbí wa ń sàlẹ̀ akọ̀ǹgbáriwo at least àmọ́ ẹ̀pọ̀ èèyàn lè má sí bẹ́ẹ̀ life but at least irú ìgbà tó ń gbé Mohbad bọ́n sálẹ̀ ṣé Mohbad ti kú ó kẹ́ sọ pé yóò sí bẹ́ẹ̀ anyway but àwọn nǹkan tó ṣà jẹ́ good evidence so ẹni ẹnu àríbá ẹ̀ wọ́n á dẹ̀ kówó fún òun náà kó gbogbo ẹ̀ fún wọn so show work bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn so nǹkan tẹ́mi fẹ́ mọ̀ nìyẹn.
Ẹ má gbọ́ o.
Ó sọ pé rárá o, ó lóun ò lè ṣe yẹn o. Ó ní the only thing tóun tún lè ṣe ni bóyá tóun bá book ticket òun tán as in because tó bá ti book ticket ẹ̀ bóyá làbọ̀tún la ṣá ló lóun fẹ́ kúrò. Ó ní bóyá ní ẹlẹ́wálé pàdé òun ní Ìkẹjà ṣá o but according to him ṣá ó ní tóun bá dé bíbá yìí pé òun ò tẹ̀lé take gbogbo risk báyẹn ṣá. So ẹ má bínú bóyá tó bá fáìn ìwé ààrẹ dé bíbá yìí anything tá bá dé wá figure out nígbà yẹn ó sì lè get back sí yín padà but ó lóun lè ṣe yẹn ṣá but so bóyá tó bá ṣá dé bíbá yìí anything tó bá wá ṣá jẹ́ kẹ́ mọ̀ later at anything bá wà ẹ ṣe wà.
Ṣé ti gbọ́? Now ṣẹ́rí èmi ò sọ pé mi fún ọ ní 1.5 ṣó ti yẹn mi sọ pé mo fún ọ ní 1.5 but ẹ fẹ́ gba owó mi ẹni tẹ́ bá dé South Africa lẹ máa fún mi ní fídíò ẹ get so kí ni problem mi sì ni pé gbogbo àwọn 15 tó wà ńbẹ̀ yẹn bọ̀bọ́ yìí ti confirm pé ṣàṣàlẹ̀ tí ò ní fídíò lọ́wọ́ nínú àwọn so kí náà wá fẹ́ máa fi fídíò yìí ṣe ok ẹ fẹ́ fún wa fídíò mo ti sọ pé jẹ́ ká rí nǹkan kí n fún ẹ oníkèmí fún yín lówó ok mo dẹ̀ rí pé àwọn people yóò ready láti work mo dẹ̀ secretly mo send kíní àbíkò yẹn mo send this kíní sí bàbá mo dẹ̀ sọ fún bọ̀dá mú ìwá náà but mi robot today mo robot fún Odúmọ̀ṣù sorry mi robot fún Wahab kí ni mo fẹ́ fàyọ láti fi buttress ọ̀rọ̀ tí mo sọ ni pé ṣé wọ́n ti pé mo kọ nǹkan kan lẹ́ǹkan mo ní a lè mú ẹṣin dé odò àbí kò yé yín but a lè force àbí kò yé yín but a lè force ẹṣin kó momi mi ní nọ́mbà sand mi ìdẹ̀fẹ́ ní mi kì í bá sand sọ̀rọ̀ directly ìsídá uncle Múyìwá àbí bàbá so tá bá wá rí àwọn evidence báyìí mo kàn bá sọ nǹkan fún gbogbo àwa táwọn justice lẹ́yìn Ọlọ́run ò ní sọ̀kalẹ̀ wá ràn yàn lọ́wọ́ èèyàn ló máa rán síyàn tẹ́ bá feel pé I know there's nothing prayer cannot do Sanu ti sọ statement kan ó ní body kan ló máa fún wa ní justice ó ní tá bá fẹ́ true justice ó ní kọ́kọ́ gbogbo àwọn 15 tó wà nílé ẹ dẹ̀ má gbàgbé pé kan náà àwọn boys tó wà nílé yẹn ti sorry màá ní káàntì kan fi bá mi wá fídíò yẹn ṣé ń gbọ́ mi bọ̀bọ́ yẹn sọ́njọ́ yẹn pé kọ́kọ́ gbogbo àwọn táwọn wà nílé ẹ bá mi dìyẹn mú number 2 ẹ rántí gbígbà tó interview Naira Marley ìgbà tó ṣe video interview nínú court the last thing tí Shittu bí ni pé kí ni wọ́n feel pé ó pa Mohbad ó lóhun ò mọ nǹkan tó pa Mohbad o ipe but tó bá fẹ́ mọ nǹkan tó pa Mohbad kọ́kọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé so why ta ṣe ń pick and choose àwọn tá ń pè wá sí corona why ta ṣe ń pick and choose àwọn tá fẹ́ yẹ kó sọ̀rọ̀ why can't they pack all those 15 ṣó dìgbà tó bá lọ tán ṣe fẹ́ gbọ́ ká lè sọ nípa tèmi pé mo ṣe ìwọ̀n tí mo lè ṣe ṣé ń gbọ́ mi ó jẹ́ tòótọ́ ó jẹ́ rọ́ ìlú yìí ṣe fẹ́ gbọ́ ìlú yìí ṣe ń gbọ́ mi àìmọye fake calls táwọn èèyàn máa ń pe ọlọ́pàá kò sí bó ṣe lè worst tó ọlọ́pàá máa yìí wá kó jẹ́ pé bó ṣe máa ń pè wọ́n lójoojúmọ́ nìyẹn ọlọ́pàá yìí máa wá ìtorí ijọ́ tó bá jẹ́ òótọ́ àwa kọ́ la máa sọ pé irọ́ làwọn eléyìí ń pa àwa kọ́ la máa sọ pé ẹ má jẹ́ ká ka nǹkan tó ń sọ ká má kà á kún ṣé ń gbọ́ àbẹ́ gbọ́ ẹ jẹ́ kí sànù kó ṣe yẹn aláwọ̀ justice afẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ à ń palàpalàpá iṣẹ́ ta sọ pé àwọn ọlọ́pàá ò ṣe òun náà kọ́ láwa náà ò ṣe yìí because homicide the first suspect is gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn the number one suspect ẹ wọ́n ti pé ìyá Mohbad náà sọ ṣẹṣangele ó sọ pé kọ́kọ́ gbogbo àwọn tó wà nílé yẹn tó bá wá justice why are we ignoring that part adela and wa justice no ẹ sọ fún mi mo ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ gba audio ni o 2 weeks ago àbí last week ni mo gba audio yìí tí n bá lọ wo ní message mi kí olórí burúkú yín má sọ pé mo ti tọ́jú audio sọ́wọ́ ti pẹ́ bí ṣe gba audio yẹn máa fi wọ̀nyí ẹsẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ mo forward sí bàbá Mohbad ó dẹ̀ mo forward sí bọ̀dà mú ìwà náà máa check mo forward sáwọn méjèèjì because I don't want to put it out ipe kan lọ ṣe investigation lé lórí mo sọ débi pé bọ̀bọ̀ yẹn a máa fún ní protection èmi rẹ̀ tó sọ pé tàdúrà tí Mohbad bá ready lẹ́nìí òun á work visa and everything wọn ní san penny tó dẹ̀ máa níwèé bó jẹ́ London ló fẹ́ lọ bó jẹ́ America yes ṣé rí gbogbo àwọn tó mọ òótọ́ kínní gbogbo àwọn tó mọ ikú tó pa Mohbad tán wà nulẹ̀ tán dẹ̀ sọ̀rọ̀ wọ́n kàn fìyà jẹra wọn ni ṣé rí nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yìí it is public gbogbo ayé ló ń wò wá kò wọ̀ lóyìnbó gan kó lọ fi já dúró wá fún ẹ ládúró because nǹkan tó yìnbó máa bí ẹni pé àwọn fẹ́ evidence nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn evidence paper evidence newspaper nǹkan tó nídìí nìyẹn tọmọtọmọ tẹbítẹbí ló máa fún ẹ ládúró ẹ lẹ́niwẹ̀ tó bá lọ in the world because wọ́n mọ bí Nàìjíríà ṣe ń work ẹ wá ń tọrọ peanut kiri abeg go get me ṣé sister Toyin peperepe wọ́n sí lórí bíbá money is she not reading all these comments is she not reading these comments mo block wọn má worry àbí ko tí mo sọ yẹn mo máa sọ kini kan láti dọ́tà ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ justice mo ní homicide case mo ní everybody is a suspect oh ó fẹ́ yàgbẹ́ you want to use the toilet ẹ fẹ́ yàgbẹ́ ẹ yàgbẹ́ náà sí ó bá dàbí wọ́n ship latrine sílẹ̀ ni fine girl tó yàgbẹ́ tó hùn àbí kan tí mo sọ yẹn ní kéèsì pé yàn kú gbogbo everybody is suspect everybody gbogbo everything la máa turn upside down gbogbo bí tá ẹ̀ ń gbọ́ ni ọ ní àwárí lóbìnrin máa wà nǹkan oṣù ẹ̀ àtẹ̀tí ò síbẹ̀ gan a máa investigate ẹ jẹ́ fún scenario èèyàn kan fún mi ìgbà ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad náà lẹ́nu yẹn pè mí ló fún mi ní scenario yẹn olóòrè òun kan kú ní Birmingham bọ̀dá yìí ń gbé ní London ó ti pẹ́ tó ti rí ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn ó ti pẹ́ tó ti rí ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn ṣóyè yín ìgbà tó ọ̀rẹ́ yẹn kú Italy ẹ̀ lọ sọ pé ó kú sí ìgbà tó máa ṣe investigation Birmingham lẹ́ni ikú sí o wọ́n rí fídíò pé ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ mọ̀ ń pa ẹ̀ o but wọ́n yìí lọ bá ọ̀rẹ́ ẹ̀ tó wà London tó ti ríra over 10 years wọ́n yìí lọ bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀ pé ìgbà wo ló rí gbẹ̀yìn kí ni mò ń go kini mo drive at ni pé ní investigation homicide àti tó kàn wá àti tí ó kàn wá òun la máa investigate nǹkan tó ṣe gba SAN nìyẹn but ìgbà tí bọ̀dá Múyìwá máa pín iṣẹ́ ó pín 90% of iṣẹ́ yẹn ó pín fódùmọ́sù ó pín little ó pín fún SAN dẹ̀ ti gba gbogbo ṣẹ́sìn ṣebí nǹkan tí SAN bá mọ̀ ló máa investigate mo sọ pé wọn lè gbé voice yìí dọ́dọ̀ SAN kí SAN máa act on it ibi tí mo ti ní problem yẹn. ẹ ó lè jẹ́ photographer kó máa drive náà ẹnìkan sọ pé ó jí is Mohbad's photographer ó lè jẹ́ photographer kó máa drive Mohbad náà ìyẹn kọ́ ni bone of contention mi sìn please bone of contention mi ni pé voice note yìí kò ń ṣe rọ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tó sọ ni voice note yìí ò ń ṣe rọ́ tí bàbá bá dẹ̀ lóhùn ò gbàṣá bóyá Gurexy àti Mommy Rich Grace wọ́n máa send ẹ̀ sí Mommy Rich Grace wọ́n bá wa mú lọ fún ṣítù fún ara ẹ̀ abẹ́ get kan tí mo sọ a lot tí mo ti rántí mọ́ ni máa send ńjọ́ mi ni máa ṣe wọn ní dá mi lò but kí ni mo fẹ́ ṣe ìwọ̀nba ní sàlàbánù bèjì mo máa try best mi náà ni torí ẹ̀ mo ṣe ń gbé gbogbo àwọn olórí burúkú tó ń sọ pé èmi mo dá justice o èmi ẹ máa dúpẹ́ pé Ọlọ́run fi rú mi sáàrin justice mo sọ fún yín pé 2 weeks mo fi stay back tí mo dá sí Ọlọ́run tó ní kí n dá sí ó mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe Ọlọ́run tó jẹ́ kí n wà ńbẹ̀ ó mọ nǹkan tó ń ṣe wọ́n ti manipulate gbogbo nǹkan fún yín wọ́n ti tàn yín jẹ ẹ mà wọn tó ń control yín tẹ́lẹ̀ light off àtọ̀rẹ́ ìyá Mohbad ọ̀rẹ́ ìyá Àṣànà Satan own èyí wèrè tó sọ pọ́lọ́pàá lòun àti ìyá Wùnmí ní Nàìjíríà yẹn àwọn ní bọ̀dá Múyìwá ń gbọ́rọ̀ sílẹ̀ àwọn ló sọ nǹkan tó máa ṣe òun ló mú bàbá tó block omíyalé ìgbà tí mo wá sọ̀rọ̀ yẹn ń ta God's own ó pe Òdúmọ̀sù pé kó lọ pe bàbá kọ́rọ̀ block omíyalé ẹ̀ tí kípa ti finish ẹ̀ tí kípa ti tọ́ngbà yẹn bàbá gangan ló pè mí lọ́sọ̀ mú pé omíyalé pé àwọn ní àwọn block wèrè dànù mo ní well done bàbá nǹkan tó dá lè ṣe yẹn sometimes bàbá yẹn máa fẹ́ hùwà tó dá bàbá yẹn máa fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan tí ẹ̀ ń gbà mí tó bá ti fi lọ bọ̀dá Múyìwá báyìí ó ti tán ẹ gbàgbé bàbá is trying his best kí gbogbo wa tó wà ńbẹ̀ bàbá ò lẹ́nì kankan ẹbí ló yan bọ̀dá Múyìwá fún mo understand bàbá kò lè sọ pé kó máa lọ but at this point ní kí bọ̀dá Múyìwá máa lọ àmọ́ kí Mommy Rich Grace bá bàbá ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ because sometimes èèyàn jẹ́ bí èèyàn sọ pé kó bá pààyàn ṣé bí ọmọ nǹkan táwọn ẹbí mi olórí burúkú ṣe fẹ́ mi ni kí wọ́n máa sọ pé ẹbí mi mo máa sọ kò ṣe gbogbo ẹbí lórí ire ẹbí mi ò fẹ́ yẹ kó ga ẹbí mi ò fẹ́ mo ti sọ àwọn nǹkan kan fún yín sí náà mo ti sọ àwọn ọ̀rọ̀ méjì tí bọ̀dá Múyìwá sọ náà nǹkan tó mú bọ̀dá Múyìwá sọ pé kò sí bọ́ ṣe lè ṣe autopsy yẹn tó nǹkan tí màá yẹn mú jáde náà máa mú jáde mo wá bí pé kí bọ̀dá Múyìwá mọ̀ táwọn mọ̀ bọ̀dá Múyìwá dẹ̀ ti sọ́rọ̀ ẹ má gbàgbé ó ní à lè fight ìjọba kó dá padà tá a bá lè fight ìjọba pẹ̀lú autopsy àti toxicology à fight ìjọba pẹ̀lú àwọn evidence báyìí ṣé torí ẹ lọ ṣe fẹ́ mọ́ evidence lọ fún sanṣitù ni bí ẹ ṣàtìtù kan ti wò wọ́n títí ó ti gbọ́ gbogbo ọ̀rọ̀ wọn ló ṣe kúkú sọ public ìjọ yẹn pé tẹ́ bá wá justice àwọn 15 yẹn la máa lọ bá bí ìdẹ̀ ṣe sọ fún yín lóòótọ́ fact finding evidence gidi evidence yẹn go bá ń wọlẹ̀ wọ́n máa dànù ni ẹ jẹ́ ká sòtọ́ fúnra wa ń sìn ẹ jẹ́ ká sòtọ́ fúnra wa so gbogbo nǹkan tó bá lead wá sí justice tó jẹ́ evidence gidi òun la need kò ń ṣẹjọ́ wẹ́wẹ́ that's why you don't see me coming out every day to talk to exploit people like those bastards those silly sausages. Adìyẹ ńlágùn igun ara ẹ̀ ní òjá mọ̀ psychologically ẹgbọ́n nǹkan táwọn ti sọ lẹ́ǹkan wọ́n ní BJ I know you are mi mọ̀ bó ṣe sòyìnbó yẹn olóyìnbó làwọn tí wọn But I know you are going through a lot regarding this justice for Mohbad. Man for a long by me. Wọ́n rí gbogbo akitiyan mi. Àdàbí tí n bá fẹ́ justice for Mohbad. Àdàbí k'Ọlọ́run ṣe mí yamayama. Kó fìyà jẹ mí. Tó pé genuinely mo fẹ́ justice for Mohbad. Ẹ mọ̀ nǹkan tí mo ń go through ni. En tó bá ń purọ́ fún yín lẹ like. Ma wá sòótọ́ fún yín ẹ tún máa sọ pé BJ náwó jẹ. Ẹ ní ṣoríire gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ sọ. Ẹ máa ṣánkú ni. Ẹ ní dúró jèrè àwọn ọmọ yín. Ẹ máa mọ sáré ọmọ bí bàbá Mohbad ṣe mọ sáré ọmọ ẹni. Ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú. Just because you want to frustrate me to leave the justice. Kẹ́ lè ṣe bó ṣe wù yín. Ìtorí ẹ ti gbowó ẹ̀yìn. Ẹ lẹ́ ń wá justice. Wọ́n sọ fún yín pé wọ́n manipulate autopsy lánàá. Inú yín dùn. Make it make sense. Báwo lẹ ṣe wá justice? Kò di dandan ká jọ ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀. Èmi expect many of you kẹ́ question ni pé báwo ló ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀. Kò di dandan kẹ́ bá mi ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀. Ẹ lè wà ní platform mi kẹ́ máa jàjà yẹn. But inú yín dùn ipe wọn rí nǹkan kan. Ẹ dẹ̀ náà wá justice. Àwọn olórí burúkú bíi tí wo ló ń wò yín ná. Àwọn wo ni followers yín ná. Ẹ gbọ́ ọmọ sí tẹ́ bá jáwọ́. Ẹ gbé ọmọ sí. Kò sẹ́ni tó pé anybody. Kò sẹ́ni tó pé anybody. Ó ń wà ládàá sí. Tó bá wá fi pé torí òun parọ́ ó fẹ́ máa gbowó lọ́wọ́ public. Àwọn èèyàn dẹ̀ ń járọ yìí. Ẹ wá fi pé fẹ́ manipulate. Ẹ fẹ́ máa pàjá lọ́bọ̀ fáwọn tí ò mọ̀ nǹkan kan. Ẹ gbé ọmọ sí bí bàbá ṣe gbé ọmọ sí. Ẹ̀yin olórí burúkú. Ta ló mọ̀ yálà yà yín tẹ́lẹ̀? Ta ló mọ̀ yálà yà yín? Kò sẹ́ni tó mọ̀ yín náà. Mo challenge yín tẹ́ bá dá another content ẹ ṣe náà. Oríṣiríṣi nǹkan lèmi ṣe lórí social media yín náà. Sometimes mi tẹ̀ ní sọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad for 2 weeks. Nǹkan mi ni mo máa ṣe. Àwọn èèyàn ló máa comment pé BJ, you are not talking about justice again. Ni mo ti máa ṣe wá ń sọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad. Tó bá ṣọ̀ fún ya yín tẹ́ feed lórí justice for Mohbad. Ẹ ṣe nǹkan mi náà. Ẹ lè ṣe. Ẹ ní liver ẹ. Ṣẹ́yìn tẹ́ lè ṣe show fún 1 hour. Ẹ ti gbá àwọn èèyàn sókè kan máa sọ̀rọ̀. Ó bí ya yín dà náà. Ẹ lè ṣe náà. Mo ti ṣodidi 1 month rí tí mo ń ṣe tí mo ń fún yín lóríṣiríṣi content tí mo sọ̀rọ̀ justice. Ẹ gbà fún ya yín náà. Èmi lè fẹ́ máa fi compare ara yín. Ẹ̀yin máa fi kọ́nà data ọbẹ̀. Ẹ̀yin non-entities. Wọ́n dàbí bí ọ̀rọ̀ Lizzy, wọ́n dàbí páàdì ọjọ́ kejì tí yàn máa lábùkún sí. They cannot do content alone. Wọ́n ti gbé yàn sókè yẹ jẹ́ ká máa sọ̀rọ̀ lọ. Because they have no, they are not intelligent. They are dumb skulls. Sawdust ló wà lọ́pọlọ wọn. They think through their harness. They think through their backside. They are non-intelligent. Bunch of lunatics. Bunch of morons. Bunch of animals. Calling themselves bloggers. Ṣáàtì ṣetán? Àbí ká máa lọ? Ẹ̀yin critical thinkers, kudos to you. I give it to all of you. I will send you the voice notes. So, meeting. I don't want to involve myself. I will only support you because you guys are doing a great job. Baba Mohbad, nǹkan tẹ́ bá fẹ́ ṣe. Tó bá dẹ̀ hun bàbá, tó bá involve bọ̀dá yọ. We will try our best. Tó bá yẹ ti ṣe débi tó yẹ ká ṣe dé. We give them space. Kán lọ máa ṣe lọ. Àbí? Because but it's so obvious now that but that means why it's not helping any issue here. It's not helping us. It's not helping us. Ẹ fẹ́ calling. Ebi tí ń pa mí ní ògì àti mọ́mọ́ mi tí ń wù mí jẹ. Okay, then fún yín. Ẹ jẹ́ kí n pe number yẹn fún yín kẹsàrí calling. Mi nígbà ju 5 calls lọ. Best caller wà ní offshore. So wọ́n lè mi lè pè wọ́n. Ṣé gbọ́? Ń bọ̀. Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀ mọ number yẹn jẹ́ kí n pe number yẹn fún yín. Màá pe number yẹn fún yín sí. Má worry. Orí ti ń fọ́ mi o. Ṣé ká lọ ká padà wá? Kò dẹ̀ ṣọ́ ọjọ́ tí màá tún padà wá. Ó yẹ jẹ́ kí n pe number yẹn fún yín. 0 7 4 2 6 9 2 6 3 1 3 no mi lè gbéyàn kankan wá sókè ẹ má bínú mo máa lọ sìn mo ní pẹ́ ẹ má bínú mo fẹ́ lọ jẹun kí n sùn ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú tó bá pé mo lè gbéyàn wá sókè àwọn critical thinkers máa jáde á gbé wọn wá sókè mi lè ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ebi ń pa mí gan mi tí jẹun àárọ̀ ẹ má bínú mo kàn ní kí sáré ṣe show yìí ni sometimes èèyàn kan ní oúnjẹ yìí náà ni it's not about oúnjẹ mo ní láti sùn náà ẹ má bínú mo bẹ̀ yín ní ẹjọ́ ẹ má bínú ìtọ̀gán ń gbọ̀n mi torí tí mi lè dìde lọ́tọ̀ ẹ má bínú ẹjọ́ ẹ jẹ́ ká máa kọ́ fún yàn bí méjì mẹ́ta kan pè wọlé dẹni ẹ jẹ́ kí n tún nọ́mbà yẹn pè 0 7 4 2 ẹ̀fà ẹ̀sán 2 ẹ̀fà ẹ̀ta 1 ẹ̀ta. Now kí ni mo fẹ́ sọ ẹ ṣáà gbọ́ nǹkan tí àǹtí mi sọ wọ́n ní báwo la ṣe máa gbéṣẹ́ fún yàn tá à ní bójútó professional lọ pé ẹ jẹ́ kí n gbé fóònù ẹ ló kọ́là.
Hello, ẹ káàárọ̀.
Ẹ káàárọ̀.
Sister BJ lálàkọ̀kọ́ náà ṣe rí màá kí yín fún gbogbo àdúrótì yín gbogbo akitiyan yín lórí justice for Mohbad. I really appreciate it.
Ẹ ṣé ma.
And then again màá tún kí àwọn èèyàn náà fún ìdìde tí gbogbo wa dìde lórí ikú Mohbad. Gbogbo wa ló dùn gẹ́gẹ́ bí abiyamọ a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ pé a dìde sí ṣùgbọ́n ìbànújẹ́ ló jẹ́ fún gbogbo wa pé ọ̀rọ̀ rí báyìí. Ṣùgbọ́n Sister Bukky afẹ́bẹ̀ yẹn jọ tẹ́ bá lè bá wa bí bàbá àbí àtàwọn fámìlì wọn ní ìbéèrè kan torí a nífẹ̀ẹ́ bàbá gan torí bẹ́ẹ̀ náà la ṣe dúró tí wọ́n dé wákàtí ọ̀wọ̀ yìí. Ṣùgbọ́n níbi tọ́rọ̀ gbé dúró yìí it's really saddens our heart that it's so unfortunate that things come out this way. But still, we still love Baba and we're still there for him. But then, koma konda mi pe gba mi wa se pe ta ba ro toro o da ká máa sọ so that I need lose ju nǹkan tá ti lose lọ. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́, inú wa dùn tẹ́ bá lè bá wa bí ẹbí bàbá pé kon jọ̀ọ́ kon sọ tòótọ́ fún wa. Ṣé wọ́n ti settle pẹ̀lú government? Ó máa jẹ́ káwọn èèyàn ṣe wàhálà mọ́ because èmi gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹnìkan mi ní tàn yín o lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad Sister BJ mo ní blood pressure. I swear to Almighty God. And it's still hot, especially when you hear his song. There's no how you won't cry as a mother. So tó bá fẹ́ jẹ́ kí everybody move on lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Mohbad àti ṣe tiwa àti ṣe fọ́lọ́run àti ṣe tiwa gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹlẹ́ran ara ṣùgbọ́n kó má tàn àwọn èèyàn mọ́. Tó bá
Auntie hold on mo ti ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ rántí nǹkan kan ni mo rántí ìgbà tí bọ́dà yẹn ń sọ̀rọ̀ ń gbà yẹn pé tíṣù wọ́n mú tíṣù lọ wọ́n ní lára tíṣù yẹn náà lọ fẹ́ fi ṣe DNA ṣáyé pathologist yìí ò fẹ́ bàjẹ́ tí n bá rí DNA wájú ẹ̀ a bá ti sọ fún bàbá kan lọ bá SAN bàbá tẹ́ bá wò mí sí kẹ́ máa gbọ́ ẹ lọ bá SAN ní kó wáyé tó máa ṣe DNA fún wa because that SAN is really ready to give us justice àti Ọlọ́run because wọ́n sọ ń gbà yẹn pé lára tíṣù tó mú yẹn òun náà ló fẹ́ fi ṣe DNA tẹ́ bá ti fún lówó DNA ẹ jẹ́ kó máa mú lọ ló fún DNA because ó ti ṣọ́ọ̀jù ṣe bóun lọ sọ fún mi yẹn pé tán bá test kíní yẹn kò sí kí gbogbo kan tún mi ṣe ẹ rí pé tó yẹ mo ṣe bọ́ta sọ fún gbogbo yín pé kò ní ìdíkà ṣe mí let's move on because of nǹkan tí mo gbọ́ lẹ́nu bọ̀dá yọ̀ ni ó ní bọ́ bá tún mi ṣe the same thing lọ́ máa rí mbẹ̀ collectively we don't want that olórí burúkú pathologist kò ṣe DNA tó bó ṣe máa sọ pé wà inconclusive náà ni bí oko oge ewédú bí oko pátápupa bó ṣe máa wà inconclusive náà ní bí ẹpọn wọn ẹ máa sọ lọ kọlà.
Sister mi ẹ ṣé mo dúpẹ́ ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bá wa bí wọn àwọn family tí wọn bá tó wáyé pé wọ́n ti wọ́n lè ti settle underground ká má mọ̀ kọ́kọ́ máa play along ṣùgbọ́n kò wá da bẹ́ẹ̀ kán sọ tòótọ́ fún wa ìyẹn ò ní tó and then gbogbo ẹ̀yin ọmọ Nàìjíríà àti all over the world sẹ́yìn gbọ́ mi ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run fi Ọlọ́run bẹ̀yìn tó bá nípa àwọn ti settle ẹjọ́ jẹ́ ká bá wọn gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ jẹ́ ká respect bàbá because a sí ní ṣò wọn
bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
àwọn settle ó ti tó ẹ jẹ́ ká gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ ká
ní bínú sí bẹ́ẹ̀ ni
ẹjọ́ ọmọ bẹ̀yìn ni ẹ bá wa find out ìyẹn gan ni most important thing fún wa láti mọ̀ tó bá ti settle ẹ jẹ́ ká gbà bẹ́ẹ̀ kẹ́ni kálukú move on
àbí
àwọn èèyàn ti wà tó need help ta lè help ẹjọ́ nítorí Ọlọ́run tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe ní pé òkè wa kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ o Sister Bukky mi ní tàn yín ṣẹ́ rí ẹni tó yẹ kí bàbá fẹ̀yìntì wọ́n ti mẹ́gùn dání mo sorry ó dùn mí pé nǹkan táwọn rí ń ta ẹ̀yìn orí Sister BJ.
Kí ni nǹkan náà?
It's so sad. Ẹ má jẹ́ ntàn yín, Mr. Muyiwa mo lè fi gbogbo ẹnu mi sọ, it has always been compromised right from the beginning. I'm telling you the truth. That is just it. It's hard to comprehend, but that is just what it is. So what is so sinile no ti buyo si. Come on public money.
Exactly. Ẹ lọ sórí platform ńjọ́ yẹn. Ẹ sọ pé ìyàwó wa ni. Ẹ wo update tí mo gbé sí láàárọ̀ yìí. Ṣé gbogbo yín ti ká update yẹn? Lady yẹn máa ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ back to back. And to send the message yẹn sí mi. Kò ṣe first update yẹn ṣé ti ká. Ẹ confirm ṣé gbogbo yín ti ká update yẹn. Lady yẹn máa ń bá wọn sọ̀rọ̀ and the lady is very intelligent. Lady yẹn ti máa sọ fún mi ti pé máa ní kó fi wọ́n lẹ̀ pé family ni wọ́n. But mo ká update lady yẹn lẹ́ni ó deep gan. Ó ní gbogbo àwọn ọ̀tá bàbá ni bọ̀dá Muyiwa yìí ń bá ṣe.
Totally.
For what?
Totally. So, kọ́tù kí Mr. Muyiwa dẹ̀ tó lè máa ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn.
Ẹ máa ṣe ìyàwó wa ni, ọmọ wa ni, ọmọ wa ni. Wọ́n sọ pé ìyàwó àbẹ́ ìgbà tó tí mo bá di kú, ojú ẹ̀ ló ṣe kú. Ẹ lọ sórí platform ṣe ìyàwó wa ni, ọmọ wa ni. Ṣé iṣẹ́ autopsy ni? Àbí nǹkan tẹ́ fẹ́ wá gbélé wa lọ́wọ́ náà ni? Ẹ ṣe tí ń pè lọ́mọ yín. A dẹ̀ ti sọ àbá yín jà sí. Tẹ́ bá mọ̀ pé fẹ́ settle, kò settle ní kí má settle. Èmi gan wá sí mi fún bàbá yẹn. Èmi gan fẹ́ kó padà sọ́dọ̀ ìyàwó àtàwọn ọmọ ẹ̀.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, tọ́rọ̀ bá ti pèsè jẹ́ tó bá ti settle underground. Let the sleeping dog lie, please. Don't stop disturbing or distracting or even, discouraging and like we don't want to call it fraudulent. Enough is enough. Tó bá ti settle, ẹ jẹ́ ká wá public náà mo bẹ̀yín ni mo rọ̀ yín ní ẹjọ́. Tó bá ti láwọn ti settle nǹkan, ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàgbé ẹ̀ àsíníṣù wọn. Ẹni tó àwọn tó wà bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ nǹkan tó ṣẹlẹ̀. Ẹ jẹ́ ká gbàgbé ẹ̀.
Ẹ̀yin Instagram, kí ni yẹn ti fẹ́ tán o? Tó bá ti lọ bí wàá mọ̀ o. Okay, máa padà wá.
Ẹ bá wa bí wọn. Kàn jẹ́ ká mọ̀. Tó bá dẹ̀ ní pé òkè wa wọn ò tí ì settle.
Hello caller. Hello. Ẹni tí rojú yín náà nínú phone nínú bí tẹ́ wà yẹn. Hello. Hello. Ẹ bá wa yí nǹkan tẹ́ ń gbọ́ yẹn sísàlẹ̀.
Hello, General BukkyJesse.
Yeah. Fair chance. Tí wá sí gbọ́ general mo ti mọ̀ pé yín. Ẹ má bínú pé mo lè gbé yín wá sókè fair chance ẹ̀yin critical thinkers. Mo máa kúrò lórí bíbá yín sí mo ti pẹ́ mo fẹ́ lọ jẹun mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ sùn ṣẹ́ gbọ́. Ẹ má bínú. Ẹ ṣé thanks for all you do gbogbo yín o. We see it and we appreciate it. God bless you.
Ẹ ṣé gan ma.
Yeah.
Yẹ́rí nǹkan tí mo kàn fẹ́ sọ ni pé bàbá ní láti mọ̀ pé àjùmọ̀bí ò kan tànú o. Àfẹnitọ́lọ́ ń bá rán sí ni o.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Now Baba has to make a choice. Is it that one for Mr. Muyiwa àti kan for justice? Kò ṣẹlẹ̀ tí wọ́n ṣe ń bẹ tí ó bá wà lára mu o. Nǹkan tí màá tún sọ ní ẹlẹ́kejì. Baba needs to make a choice at this time. Mr. Muyiwa on one side, justice for Mohbad on the other side. The choice is for Baba to make. Ṣẹ̀gbọ́n General BukkyJesse.
À ń gbọ́ yín bàbá mi, gbogbo ayé gbọ́ yín.
I'm telling you, ó ti dójú ẹ̀ o. Ó ti dé ibi tó lógun ti ń gbé sá. Ó ti dé ibi tí ológun tó ti ń sá. General BukkyJesse. Kò sí báyìí máa gbórí òdùmọ̀sù tá ní porí Mr. Muyiwa.
Bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
Mr. Muyiwa gẹ́gẹ́ ló ń jẹ́ òdùmọ̀sù. In fact, orúkọ wọn gẹ́gẹ́ ni Muyiwa Òdùmọ̀sù. Sọ́ọ̀nì mi gẹ́gẹ́ lòdùmọ̀sù, Mr. Muyiwa lórúkọ wọn. The same thing làwọn méjì. Mr. Muyiwa is an anti-justice.
Mo mọ̀, Bobby J mi mọ̀.
Mr. Muyiwa is an anti-justice. We have a lot of intelligent people tí wọ́n support Baba. But Mr. Muyiwa òun ló máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ tá fi orin sẹ́nu. Àyàn lógo. Àyàn lógo. Àfi bí ẹni pàwọ̀ lọ́jọ́ ti rí. No wonder tí wọ́n sọ pé èṣù
lolórí akọrin òde ọ̀run èṣù ni Mr. Muiwa o èṣù ni Mr. Muiwa kò fẹ́ràn bàbá yẹn rárá ìlara àkùkọ gàgàrà tó fẹ́ kékeré ga òní Mr. Muiwa ó ti ń ṣe ìlara bàbá yẹn olódi ń dájọ́ sí ìṣòro láti ṣe ẹ̀bẹ̀rẹ̀ débi tó bàjẹ́ dé yìí imagine wọ́n ní tíṣù tí pathologist mú onáwẹ́ fi ṣe DNA
òun ni
tó tú àṣírí wọn jẹ̀dá BukkyJesse bí wọ́n bá ṣe gbé DNA result jáde nìyí o tí wọ́n ní 99.9% pé Mohbad ló bílíọ̀nù.
nǹkan tó máa sọ nìyẹn ẹ̀rí tínú àṣànándù ni tọkọ ẹ balẹ̀.
jẹ̀bẹ̀tà bá gbọ́mọlé wa lọ́wọ́ àwa kò bí ta fẹ́ gbé kà sí àwa di double blow lẹ́ẹ̀kan ṣoṣo autopsy and toxicology báàbù DNA result báàbù everybody bá káwọ́ sókè ọlọ́run ò kí fi àwọn èèyàn tiẹ̀ sílẹ̀ ló tú àṣírí máa yẹn.
bẹ́ẹ̀ni.
kí bàbá mú kán justice for Mohbad ọmọ tí Wùmí sí Adébájọ pa àbí Mr. Muiwa wọ́n fọ ọmú kan bẹ́ẹ̀ o eléyìí tó bá fálù jù nínú méjì oníkí bàbá kan fọ ọmú ire o jẹ̀nà BukkyJesse ọkàn yẹn balẹ̀ o.
àmín bàbá mi ẹ ṣé thank you for all you do God bless you bàbá mi. Yeah.